What's up? This is Thomas Davis, man, and you are watching the Black Cat Panther podcast. Make sure y'all tune in all season long.
Yeah, you know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. Hey, you know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. Hey, you know I'm a beast.
Can I run up the score, run up the board, breaking the mold? Ay, ay, walking the door, you know what happened? We step on the floor. Ay, ay, coming from on, you don't want partners, you already know it. Ay, ay, come on my to it, you already know I'm finna go do it. Ay, yeah, I'm locked in, and I feel like Mark 10. Ay, walking to a room, chest up with my chin. Ay, already finished for this joint, if it begin. Ay, when is what I am, I cannot ever pretend. Ay, yeah, never pretend. Ay, back in the lab again. Ay, you when I touching the friends, ayy. You when I touching the can, ayy. Putting the points on the board, I'm killing the boys, you know what it is, ayy. Switching the moves, no number two, I came in to win. They said I'm tapped in with the action, if it got the master on the master, I can never move passive. I'm active, I can make them go ghost on this cast, but wanna know who running it, just ask us. On the track, I'm gunning it, I'm blasting this, that gas, and diesel, Shack and dog.
You know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat, hey, you know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast, my whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat.
Yeah, man, it feels good to be back in the building. First and foremost, I'd like to take this time to welcome each and every one of you guys to the Black Cat Panther podcast. It's been 10 whole days. It's been almost 2 weeks since we have done a video. But let me tell you something, man. Your boys is back, and we're going to give it to you like it TI is. So make sure you come in here. You do what it says right there. Like, comment, subscribe, turn them notifications on, because it's time to get into it as we do. Shout out to my dog, Kendall the GOAT. What is going on with you, brother?
It do. Well, y'all, they just dropped another blueprint, and we getting ready to go over it because it was a lot of how they say telling things that was in this blueprint here, Q. It was a lot of things that some people do not want to admit that's in this blueprint right here. I mean,
Oh, yeah?
I saw a lot of things that it's not really something that I knew was out there going on. It's not disturbing or whatever, but it's out there. It's there. You know what I'm saying? It's there. It's there.
I haven't seen it yet, GOAT, so I'm intrigued to see what's really going on and what went on behind, like I said, closed doors. So I can't wait to get in here and see this thing firsthand. I've been clanging and banging. Your boy has been working nonstop 7 days. So I finally got an opportunity to sit down and check it out. So without further ado, we're going to give y'all our commentary on top of it. But it's here. The blueprint has been dropped. Let's get into it as we do.
Where are you from?
I'm from Hawaii, but I grew up in Orange County, California.
What area?
Costa Mesa area.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, right
I'm
now.
from Carson. So
Okay. Nice. There you go.
we want to hear about your football story, you becoming you early on through high school and your development that way, all the way through Arizona.
Yeah, went to Servite, not knowing anything about modern day. Bryce Young whooped our ass on ESPN. Yeah, you got Bryce, so Bryce a Cali kid too. Hopefully, instead of him whooping my ass, I can be on this team this time.
New place, new quarterback. What are some things that you guys did that you want to bring to the next level?
I would just say building a relationship with not not with the quarterback, but the other receivers, see what their thought process is, see what the quarterback's thought process is, what he's thinking, see what he would rather have me do. I mean, at the end of the day, the quarterback's right. So it's my job to make him right.
Good?
Here we go. We're back. A year out. Oh, I know.
If you could introduce your name on your
Brant Tillis, Executive Vice President of Football Operations.
Oh, Dan's going through the gauntlet.
Of the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine right now, joined by Carolina Panthers General Manager Dan Morgan in the house. Dan,
Thanks
how
for
you
having
doing,
me.
man?
Doing great. Doing great.
Great to see you, man. Keep pressing.
The biggest challenge that we have, first and foremost, is to find our best and to find a way to win this division so we can set ourselves up for a run.
A lot of work is ahead for you this week, but I hope at very least you have some fun.
It's really initially you really get to sit down for the first time with some of the guys that you watched throughout the fall.
Dan Morgan, the GM, in his first draft was aggressive.
You know, you never want to draft. You know, you always want to draft the best available players.
We can find out while we're at the combine what's going to be available at the draft.
Come on in.
What's up, Bob? Jared Gerson.
Dan Morgan, nice to meet you.
All right, man. Want to talk some football?
Do it.
You know, when we bring these guys in the interview setting, you know, it's finding out about their football story and how did they first come to love football.
A big thing for me was just a legacy. I kind of just wanted to finish what I started at Arizona.
And just get to know them a little better, not only as players, but as people.
It was just like a very great pivotal point for me to, you know, be able to be a football player, you know, go to school and then not have to worry about those external things.
I was 9 once I started playing football. Really after then, it was like an independent journey for real.
Getting to know these guys more intimately as people.
I was born in Nigeria, but when we initially moved to America, I was still a baby at the time.
Because if you're going to miss on a guy, it's usually because you don't know the guy good enough.
Any little thing that I can do to beat my opponent in front of me for 4 quarters.
You feel good about the guy that you're bringing in as a player, but sometimes you miss on the person. So we try to be as thorough as possible there.
How you guys doing?
Anything in the morning.
You know, just thank everybody involved in the draft process. A lot of good collaboration, communication between everybody. You know, excited to just continue building and adding competition to the roster. You know, we're going to be able to introduce our first round pick next Friday, keep pounding drum and just kind of introduce them to the fans.
That suggests, Dan, that you're definitely going to pick in the first round.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
How comfortable would you be in a potential trade back scenario?
I don't really want to get into specifics on like where I would trade back to, but you know, I think all options would be on the table.
Welcome to the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Round 1 of the NFL Draft starts tonight, and fans all over the country are eager to see who their favorite teams will pick.
You know, I think anytime we go into the draft, you know, we want to draft the best player available. So what we did in free agency, it definitely take the best guy.
I think they need another young wide receiver in this room, maybe learning behind Thielen.
Trade down if you want to, maybe get a few picks and then pick a guy.
Jalen Walker from Georgia.
I go wide receiver and go all in with supporting Bryce Young.
There was this clear thought that we were going to pick a defensive player at 8.
This team needs to draft and build up their defense.
And then we had an idea of where players were going to be available. You know, kind of use that to our advantage.
People think like draft day, it's so stressful, but you know what? Like We put the work in. We feel really confident about our evaluations and what we do. I think draft day is just like it's a fun time. We enjoy being together and just kind of talking, and it's part of the fun.
What do you think's going to happen?
7 players are going to get picked before we pick.
You do?
8.
Travis.
Hey, Q, can you stop that 1 second?
Brant's my right-hand man. We talk.
Can you stop that 1 second?
I
Now,
got you, dog.
hey, y'all,
Go ahead.
I've done to the chat, to everybody that's listening, I've done seen this thing a couple times. Pay attention to what Brent Tillis just said, where he said we know where they drafting, and everybody thought we was gonna pick a defensive player. He said, I don't know if he's saying this, if it's edited, you know what I'm saying? He's saying, well, yeah, he's saying it after the fact because it's already edited or whatever. But pay attention to what he just said, and then you watch when you start watching it in the latter part, and then think about what he just said earlier. But pay attention, that's a key thing, what he just said, that part that he just said. That's it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, y'all already know what time it is. We're breaking it down and we're going to give it to y'all like a TI is. So we're going to keep this thing going. Make sure y'all subscribe on y'all way on in. We back up in here. Yeah.
No doubt.
Talk every day, about 50 times a day. Always strategizing, always bouncing ideas off each other.
What would you take to trade?
He's always going to have that voice of reason. He's not afraid to share his opinion. So just to have him there and, and not have a bunch of yes men in there, it's great to have him.
What kind of socks do you have on? These are donuts. This is the most thoughtful gift I've ever received in my life.
Why?
Because my daughter went to the Hanukkah bazaar at our synagogue, and she was given whatever it was, $20 to get gifts for everyone. And so, like, she walked around and picked out a pair of donut socks because she knows that I like donuts. We go out for donuts together, and she knows I like to wear fun socks.
The 2025 NFL Draft is now officially open.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we are with Titans now 30 seconds in. This should be Cam Ward from all intents and purposes.
So whenever you trade out of 8, you have to assume that that's whoever we want. You're going to have to decide what you do.
Look at who's talking now. Look at who's talking.
Yeah, we're not just going to give it.
Right.
How you doing? My favorite part of the draft is just kind of seeing who's there and like if your predictions were,
So go from what I'm taking from this is Brant Tillis like the nigga that's really running everything.
Shut your black ass mouth. Shut your black ass mouth. Shut your black ass mouth. Cause I'm trying to get to these things. I'm trying to get. Okay. You already see it, right? You already see it.
Wait a minute, dog. I just sat back
and
and listened.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna sit back.
Okay. Boy, you was a smart motherfucker. You was a smart ass nigga. You was a smart nigga.
Here we go.
A smart nigga.
As good as you thought they were going to be.
It's like a 2-point favor for us on the NFL chart.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So every time he need to make a decision, he looking at Brant Tillis. You see that go?
Shut your damn mouth. Shut your black ass mouth. Shut your black ass mouth. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Okay. No. Other people did not get this. Other people I was just on a podcast. Other people didn't see that.
Wow. I'm just looking at his mannerisms. Everything he's deferring to Brant Tillis. He looking over at him. He on the phone looking at Brant Tillis like, oh, you sure you want to do this?
Look,
okay.
Because last year's draft was so, I'm not gonna say
No, because they just said that this was his first draft, is what they just say. So they don't count last year's draft.
Bullshit. See what I'm saying? You see how motherfuckers? So last year didn't happen, right? So there was no 2024.
You heard him at the top of this video. This is his first draft. They don't count last year's draft, apparently.
Okay. So in real life, so I can throw away parts of my life. I can just throw away parts of my life, right? I can just throw away parts of shit. I don't like what I did. You know what I'm saying? When I was 27, you know what I'm saying? Let me throw that away and do a start over. Easy button or shit like these. Man, I just don't get it. So they won a 2024. 2024 didn't happen.
No,
We just throw
I
that
don't
shit
know what
away.
you're speaking. I don't know what you're speaking of, Go.
Oh, okay. That's the Panther way, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
I ain't never seen nothing like this right here. So from what I took from it, it took me 2 seconds to read it and what was going on just now. I mean, good God.
Everybody else just told me. I like y'all know how I do. Like I'm not saying y'all gonna hear me refer to where I was just at, just talking, just doing some commentating on another podcast. I was on Panther Prime podcast, PPP. PPP is my guy. Me and PPP got on the phone. Y'all would never, I promise you right now, y'all would never hear us this and that. We two grown men. If we got each other's phone number, if we got something to say to each other, whatever, boom, I can dial him up. You understand what I'm saying? He can dial me up at any time. We talk to each other. We going to the Jaguars game, this and that. We ain't got no beef. We were just arguing back and forth on his face to face, like men. You understand what I'm saying? But he didn't see that just a while ago.
Okay. Well. Oh, all right. Well, maybe I heard wrong just now. Maybe that's what it was.
Hey, when we open up the link, I want everybody else that watch this to see it and see, because you're gonna get some more, opinions and but I'm saying my opinion, I guess, is close to your opinion. Because like you said, hell, we ain't even in the draft process. I think they right here 30 seconds in. They at number 2, second pick or something like that. And you done seen this man look over to this man 2 or 3 different damn times. Everybody's chair is pointed toward Brant Tillis, right?
Brant
Look at
Tillis.
Temple Tillis.
Everybody looking at him for wisdom.
Look at this nigga right here. Look at this nigga right here.
Okay.
He look like you see this still shot right here. That look like that's the smart nigga in the room right there, and that's the person that you teaching, right? Don't it look? Does that picture not look like that?
Brant Tillis clearly look like the man that's running things, and he
Thank you.
telling he's the
Thank
brains, and Morgan is the brawn. You know what I'm saying? He's the strength. One is
That
the
man been on
brains.
that man been in championship rooms like this. Championship, the architect of the contract for Pat Mahomes, Jones, and all them boys over there, Kelsey, all those stars. Q, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now that he's been over here 2 years, was that what walked into Bank of America? Was that strong Kansas City team that y'all been seeing? Huh? With all those players? Huh? Think about it.
That's crazy.
Think about it. Okay, that's all I got to say.
Well, go. All I'm gonna say, if that is what it truly is right here, then a lot of people are in for a lot of trouble. You're in for a lot of trouble.
Okay, hold on. I make another bold prediction. Make another bold prediction right here, right now. If the failure, can y'all hear me? This is just if the failure is Bryce Young and they gonna clean house, you're looking at your new general manager right there in that blue jacket.
Right there. He already trusted. There you go. There you go. Ooh. They're gonna name Tillis the new right hand man. You can
Brent
see this
Tillis
a
will
mile
take
away.
the big seat. You can see it a mile away. You can see it a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
He'll take the big seat.
I instantly walk into this and I said, "Oh wow, I see what's going on here." Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Get back to it, y'all.
We Why are we always in a position where our head main guy always looking crazy, man?
I don't know. And I'm not nothing. And you can't talk. See, and people don't want you to talk junk about him. We're not talking junk about Dan Morgan because Dan Morgan a legend around here. And da. That's well and fine. What he did. What is he doing now as the GM? This was a good draft, yes. Okay, questionable free agency. Y'all know I don't like the free agency. You understand what I'm saying? You swung and you missed 2 times. 2 times. 2 times. But nobody don't want to say nothing about it. Just like 2024 don't exist, he didn't swing and miss, I guess. You understand what I'm saying? So that didn't happen neither, I guess. All right, play the video. I'm done.
Y'all already know this right here gonna come with some powerful niggatry today. Look,
it need to be.
This is the Carolina Panther blueprint review. I have just changed the thumbnail and the title on this right here. I had to do it, dog. This is now turned into the Black Cat review. So we're gonna get into it as we do. Make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Go speak your piece. We're gonna get back into it. Here it is.
Let me check it out, and then I'll. Okay. I think they want our guy.
They do.
So it has to be. No matter what person you think you're going to draft, you always feel like somebody else is going to take them because you get paranoid.
Wait a minute, Go. Did you just see that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
He was. They came to the conclusion. Tapper looked and he said, "Yeah, it has to be." He didn't look. He didn't shake his head. He didn't bat his eye. He made a definitive decision right there with his foot crossed. And look at them boys. They had their mind made up on who they were gonna pick. It was gonna be Tet all the damn way.
It was all the way. That's what I told y'all. There be no damn Jalen Walker.
Oh Lord, here we go.
The Cleveland Browns have traded the second pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Now that was the wild card.
1, 2, and 4, and next year's 1 for 2, 4, and 6.
Then you got to figure the Browns are going to take a tackle. Nobody's has it stacked the same. So once we saw T-Mac there, obviously the excitement was there.
Because I heard they also like Mason Graham.
Good. Perfect. Either way.
With the 5th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Mason Graham.
We had some trade discussions going on at the time, but I was kind of hoping that the trade would fall through because I really wanted to take T-Mac. O-line or tight end at 7, so our guy's going to be...
Let's just hold off and see if the Rams...
Stop!
Yeah.
Stop! Did you just hear what he just said?
He said O-line or thing. He said, hold on. Let me rewind that.
Rewind it. Right there.
Trade would fall through because I really wanted to take T-Mac.
Rewind, that's another
O-line or tight end at 7, so our guy...
He said O-line or tight end, so our guy's gonna be there.
Rewind it when he first started talking. Right there.
Perfect. Either way.
With the 5th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Mason Graham.
We had some trade discussions going on at the time, but I was kind of hoping that the trade would fall through because I really wanted to take T-Mac. O-line or tight end.
He said he was hoping that the trade discussion will fall through.
Huh?
Now see right there, the words of what he's saying is on the screen. O-line or tight end at 7. They were projecting somebody to take O-line or tight end. Who's at 7 ahead of us?
I don't know. Y'all put it in the chat. Who was at 7 ahead of?
Who picked 7? Off the top of my head, I can't remember it.
I can't remember neither. If anybody know it in the chat, put it in the chat, man. Who was ahead of us? Who was at 7 and who was at 6?
Shout out to Aries. Shout out to 1, 2. So
Jets was at
he's
7.
referring right now to them sitting down and potentially having Tech come in because they projected the Jets to go offensive line or tight end at pick number 7. Right
But
here.
the major thing I took out of that, Q, he said, I was hoping that the deals would fall through. Meaning, I'm going to throw these motherfuckers give me 2 ones, you know what I'm saying? Just some ridiculous shit. So it will fall. It was Ted McMillan all the way, y'all. All the way. They was hoping that deals would fall through. So that means if somebody offered us two first-round picks or just something incredible, you know what I'm saying? They might have looked at it and said, no, nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he's saying. He's saying when he said, I hope the deal fall through, that means no matter what they sent him, he wasn't going to turn away from what he wanted.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, how could you not comprehend what the man just said?
Thank you.
Okay. That's what the man said. I ain't put no words in his mouth. That's what he said.
Come out his mouth. Come out of his mouth. But these niggas will say, no, he didn't. He didn't mean it like that. Come out his mouth. What are we doing? I don't know.
All right, we going back to the video. Here we go.
7, so our guys might be able.
Let's just hold off and see if the Rams call.
Yeah.
I'm wired, and you guys can see it on the blueprint video. Like, I want to trade up, I want to trade back. Like, I just want action. When Mason got picked, I knew we were gonna have an opportunity to trade our pick. We had action.
It's kind of big for us. No pressure though. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
So the Rams wanted to come up, and when you're coming up from that far, or you're moving that far back, the compensation becomes a lot trickier.
We're on the clock.
Yeah.
Do you know what you want to do?
Mm-hmm. I do. No calls yet.
Oh, hang on.
What's up, man?
Just sitting here. What do you got?
Before we went on the clock, before the draft even started on Thursday, like we had it figured out, like, okay, it's going to take this for us to move back to 26.
So hang on, it's 8.
We're on the clock, and the Rams asking, hey, do you guys want to do this trade?
All right, let me call you back. All right, fine.
What did they say in their side?
We had a little bit of trade stuff going on that we were kind of working through. You know, they would have had to give us the moon for us to trade out of that spot.
It's still not the same deal we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was no different than free agency or even doing an extension. Like, I'm just following a script and a plan.
How does that compare with this one?
Yeah.
Would you do this right now?
Yeah. No.
You would?
Oh.
The one we offered?
Yeah.
Would you do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either they'll do it or
yeah,
we're just gonna call it.
All right. We will do the thing that Dan had proposed. Okay, cool. All right, they're talking over.
Like, I could feel my heart pounding. Eric leaned over me and he was like, this is like a multi-million-dollar decision for us. I'm like, okay, great. Thank you.
There's 2 minutes left. You know, I remember looking up at the clock when he didn't get picked at 7 and he was there. Like, it was like, boom.
We already knew what we were going to do. It was just a question of, was it going to happen?
Hey. Okay, cool. All right, bye. They're out.
All right. See you, Matt. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold before you say one word. Hold on.
Go ahead. Get to me.
So the Panthers were not even looking Ted McMillan way. Is what I was just taking from this right here. They wanted that trade that Dan proposed, but if not, they said, okay, we'll just take Ted.
Damn right. There you go.
So do you think the Rams was trying to give up? Do you think the Panthers was asking for a receiver or something like that? Like
okay, check this. Now, if y'all look before about a frame or two before all this went down, Dan Morgan looks over to Brent Tillis and say, they want our guy. meaning they wanted Tech. That's who they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? They knew that if they traded down to 26, which was a long way for us to drop a team that only won 5 games, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have wanted to do that anyway. So, like he said, he's asking for the moon. You see what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure he wanted one of them young, you know what I'm saying, that they got over there at the Rams. He wanted one of them young players. That was the deal that he proposed to them that they turned down. Don't ask me who it was. I want to think it was probably Byron Young or somebody like that. Therefore, you get your edge rusher, and then you go down to 26, and you go get and then you go pull a receiver, still in the first round. Like a Luther Burton or a motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? What the boy from Ohio or somebody like that. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm under the impression. So I want to know exactly on a scale of 1 to 10, how close do you think we were to not even having Ted McMillan? Had they said yes to that, whatever that trade was, will we even be sitting here with Ted?
No, because he was going to take the deal. Because he just asked him. He said, if they take, that's what you proposed. That's what you asked me. You do it. He said, yeah, he'll do it. If they'd have said yeah to that trade, they was going to trade down to 26.
Mm-hmm.
So it had to involve players and quite a few picks. It was going to be a blockbuster. You hear him just say multi-million-dollar deal. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was getting ready to be a blockbuster trade.
I think that's an even bigger trade.
They was getting ready. Yeah,
remember,
they was getting ready to rape the Rams. They was getting ready to rape the Rams.
When we traded from 9 to 1 and gave up what we gave to the Bears, imagine how big that is going from 26 to dang on 8.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They was getting ready to rape the Rams. Don't everybody in the chat, don't y'all think they was getting ready to rape the Rams. That's one thing I can say. That's one thing I think.
Defensive players.
They wanted one of them young defensive players. I think it was Byron Young.
Ooh, Byron Young and a 2nd round pick. And go back
Young,
to 26.
And a first next year.
Man.
Damn right. If not a later one. If not a later pick too this year. They was getting ready to rape him, Q.
That would have been crazy.
But see, if the Rams would have been looking like, well, Matt Stafford on his last leg, you know what I'm saying? This is the piece that we need to go into the Super Bowl. You feel what I'm saying? So the Rams would have took that. They thought about it because they said, I'll call you back. They damn sure thought about it.
Let's see what else they do right here.
What's up, man? This is Dan Morgan with the Carolina Panthers, man. How you doing?
Hey, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it, man. Let's get it. Let's go. Clap it up, man.
Hey, Nalo, this is Coach Canales speaking of Cowboys. Let's go, man.
Hey, we bleed blue. Come on, Carson. Let's do it.
Let's go. Hey, man, we're so excited, bro. I can't even tell you, man. This is awesome. You put in the work. You deserve this moment. So I'm fired up to work with you, brother.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity.
With the 8th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Teteroa McMillan, wide receiver, Arizona.
All right, let's do Ted.
Elite ball skills, great body control. You see him backing out from anybody, anything.
The playmaker, the difference maker, just jumps off the tape. And then you get to meet the guy, and then you just fall in love with him there too.
I absolutely love this one.
Phenomenal talent. Excellent pick. You want to help your quarterback? This is how you do it.
Let's score some touchdowns, Rob. What do you say?
Teteroa McMillan, the wide receiver.
I
knew
that
gonna take him. That was supposed to be our pick.
He helps this team in a big way.
How you like that, Bryce?
Hey, Bryce, you're not getting a Christmas present now. You already got it, okay?
Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, the Cali connection is going to be something different, I promise.
He's got everything he wanted to receive, the body control,
the vertical, everything you need.
Super competitive and passionate about what he does. So, yeah, we fell in love with him.
Quick pop, McMillan turns the corner, loses his defender. Now he's off to the races.
So he just fits the bill of what you want to push the details of this offense forward.
I heard you like big receivers. Come on, Rob. Let's go, man.
Yeah, man, I just feel, just really, just finally knowing what team I get to play for. Man, I'm just blessed. I'm super grateful for this opportunity. But that facility, they gave me nothing but good energy, good vibes, cool peoples. Definitely some of that people that I can mesh with. So I'm just looking forward to coming to Charlotte tomorrow and seeing everybody.
I feel like it was hitting me most last night when I saw everybody in my family wearing a hat. I was like, oh, damn. Like, we really got picked 8. I was like, we really going to Carolina. That's crazy. Me being the first, not only Polynesian, but the first person to put the lay on the commissioner, it's honestly a blessing. I'm super glad that we did it. And hopefully, we start a trend.
Good to see you, bro. How you doing?
Sweetheart, welcome to the family.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you. We're so happy.
It's been surreal getting that phone call, walking up on stage, putting the hat on, to flying in this morning to Charlotte. I'm super grateful, super blessed just to be in the position I am, man, and I'm so thankful. I'm looking forward to catching the ball from Bryce, having one-on-one battles in practice with JC Horn. This is home, man, and shoot, I'm ready to get after it.
What's up, bro? Oh, appreciate you, man.
Come on, man.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Coach?
Welcome home, man.
Appreciate it,
Welcome
man.
home.
Appreciate
Got
it.
some for you too, a little Carson style.
Oh, all right.
How you doing?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Welcome to the fam, bro.
Man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. That's the one. That's hard, boy. Yee. Y'all see this? It look right. Don't it look right? It's ooh. Oh, this hard, boy. Oh yeah, this the one, y'all. Got that faux on. Ooh. And I got my bro next to me. What up, my boy? How you doing?
That's good, bro.
You good?
Bro, so happy. Man.
Appreciate it,
So
bro.
happy.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Hey, how I look better than you?
Hey,
when you
hold up,
when you
Q.
came here,
Hold
man?
up,
Hey,
Q.
no, I'm playing, bro. You look fine.
How you doing though?
Bro, good, man.
Y'all
Now you see where they put his locker at?
Directly beside him.
They're trying to push this. They did that strictly for that boy right there. 100% for that boy right there. I told y'all. Fitting a square peg in a round hole. Everything is for that boy right there. If y'all think for 1 second in the chat, everybody's going to hear this now, hear this later, that everything this year does not revolve sunset, sunrise around that boy right there, y'all are sadly mistaken. That's the quarterback. That's the transmission. That's what makes shit go. Everything that has been done around here, Q, highest paid line. Drafting a receiver every year. All these damn running backs, tight
Go.
ends.
They owe your ass in the chat. They owe your tail. Nigga say, obviously, go. You don't draft a receiver for the D lineman, man.
Come on, man. Don't be crazy, yo. Don't be crazy. This is the thing right here. Did you go that hard on the D line? Q, do you think this team right here is not say complete, because there ain't no team that's complete, but do you think, where's the strength of this team? I ask that all the time.
Strength of the team is the offensive line.
Offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
The offense, period. Basically, the offense, period, Q. So
No,
we're
I'm not
setting
gonna
up
say the offense, because as long as you got a liability at quarterback, shit.
But Q, do you think this team is put together to stop our opponents? Is this team put together to stop our opponents or to try to score more points than our opponent?
We put together to score more points.
Thank you. So this is not, the team is not evenly. It's not an evenly balanced team. You understand what I'm saying? So of course they're gonna blame the defense this year. Y'all gotta escape. Y'all got an escape. You're gonna blame the defense this year. You're gonna blame the defense. But if that offense goes 3 and out consecutive times, if we lose games because the offense put the defense in stress, stresses out the defense, because anytime that offense does not score Q or does not put points on the board, that defense is going to be stressed. I hope y'all know that.
They already saying they don't want a Jerry Evero in the building, so I mean,
okay.
You just brought Christmas to a bunch of niggas who don't like Evero.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
But see, that's kind of, I kind of just gave them an out. When he underperforms, or whatever, you're gonna blame. I already know what the fuck they're gonna do, Q. I already know what they're gonna do this year. They're gonna blame the defense, which that's a easy. We already know the offense has been put up more on a pedestal than the defense. You're gonna see the fucking head coach. He's on day 2. He's gonna be irrelevant because they're gonna pick a defensive player. They're picking defense on day 2. He ain't even in the room. I'm done, bruh.
I think you said this, and me and you was talking the other day. A lot of people don't even realize the way how you always catch yourself defending Evero. And this man knows not only the defensive side of the football, this man was on the offensive side of the football just as much. You get what I'm saying?
Just as much. You got
He's
to read
a
people's
brilliant
resumes.
mind.
Got to
My
read
man
people's
say,
resumes, y'all.
hold on, we got a couple of super chats to get to. So first of all, shout out to Omar Tillman for that super chat. He said, hit the like button for the powerful niggatry. Oh, that's coming once we drop the link. Yes, sir. Shout out to Panther Theory Elaine for that super chat over there. We appreciate the super sticker, dog. And then LT1 Demon is on Goat Tail right now. He said, Q, why is Goat mad today? What happened? Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat, LT1 Demon. And
I'm gonna be real with you, LT. I'm gonna just call you LT. I don't believe in calling nobody no demon. But LT, let me talk to you, cuz. At the end of the day, this team right here is vastly improved from last year. It's better in the offensive categories, and defensively, you had a boat that had holes in it, and you say you got 20 holes in a boat. Well, you just covered 5 of the 20 holes that you had. You know what I'm saying? By getting Yuman and scoring. You just covered that up. But you still, like I say, you still in waters where the boat is starting to still go up under. and it's on the defensive side of the football. I've been telling y'all since Kingdom Come, Thy Will Be Done, we don't have any linebackers. I've been telling y'all this. Now you cut Clowney.
Not a damn one to speak about. Not one to speak about.
Yeah, you cut Clowney. DJ Wanham already hurt with back issues already.
His back. My neck and my back, his back.
Camp already done start, and he already hurt. And now people wondering, was cutting Jadeveon Clowney was that a mistake? Because of where you sitting at now, you're very thin at the linebacker position. Yeah, you got Trevor Wallace, and that's about it. So what I'm telling you right now is your defense is going to go as your middle linebacker goes, just like how on offense your offense goes as your quarterback goes. Well, the fact that you don't have a middle linebacker tells me your defense is going to be under. It's going to suffer this year. And you get a star D tackle back. Yes, you got a star in JC, but everything else has to be seen. You get what I'm saying? You don't have a quarterback on defense to bring it all together.
Or you can use the word Q. Everything else is lackluster. Everything else is lackluster. You know what I mean?
It's good enough to get you by. The way they built this thing, they went and got 2 edge rushers. Now they got 2 run stopping and 2 pass rushing. Well, one is a pass rusher and one is a run stopping and outside linebacker edge rusher. So they figured they could stop the bleeding. They done been you ever seen a movie where you stand in the line of prison and somebody jab you real quick with a shank, and then all of a sudden they hit you in your jugular and your neck start bleeding,
and it's gushing.
That
motherfucker ain't bleeding. It's gushing.
It's gushing. Now you got a couple of ways to figure this thing out.
You ain't stopping that gush, Q. You're not stopping that gush now when they hit you in that jugular.
This is what they try to do. They try to put their finger over the wound and try to hold the blood in as much as they could to keep it from leaking so fast. But guess what? Anywhere it go, you're bleeding. You're gonna bleed out anywhere it go. It's whether it's gonna be faster or slower.
And you're gonna bleed out if you don't get some help. So my question is this, okay? Scorton, Yamiyata, they're rookies. What do you really expect from them? Now they're good. I like them.
They're good. They studs, man.
They're good.
What you like about them? I like them.
But what do you really expect from them? Year 1.
And that's the thing. If they come out the rip year 1 and they get 10 plus sacks, I want all you niggas to come in here and give Ejiro Evero his credit. Because if he getting 10 sacks out of 2 rookies, then got daggone it, it's not him that's the problem. It was the personnel, and it clearly showed if that's the case. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't sit here and say that them boys right there is because people do that. They'll say, well, Evero's a bad coordinator. But then when you give him talent, you see he had guys that jump off the screen. When he didn't have any talent, he couldn't do nothing. Yeah. They won't give him that though.
Omar said 8 sacks combined. You see what I'm saying? That I mean, that's high production from a rookie, but you know what I'm saying? Some rookies have, a little more than that. But some of them rookies that I'm talking about was superstar rookies, super rookies. Y'all know what a super rookie is. Aiden Hutchinson. You know what I'm saying? Nick Bosa. You know what I mean? The boy from Texas, Will Anderson. Super rookies. Jared Verse.
The moral of the story go, until you solidify both sides of the football. Now be mindful. You saw the Texans solidify both. They got the quarterback position right, and then they went and got the edge rusher, outside linebacker position right with Will Anderson.
Complementary football.
There you go.
Complementary football.
You got a superstar on both sides of the football to make it happen. Now, if you're going to say Nick Scotton is our superstar, or you could say Yuman Yanin, or you could say Derek Brown, and then you got your QB, which is Bryce Young, that's your star. He's gonna have to come out and play like a star. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no room for Noah coming out here giving you 125 yards, 130 yards, thinking that that's gonna be star play.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping you close in games, and then you ultimately you get pushed away when it comes to the fourth quarter, because that's what it all is. We stay with teams, and then when it comes to the fourth quarter, they pull away. So it's going to be something to see this year. Like I say, until you solidify that middle linebacker spot, you're not going to be able to solidify both sides of the football. Panther Theory says, Ronnie good. He was on my channel crying last week. Panther Theory, I spoke to Ronnie today. Ronnie, I know you're listening. Here we go. Panther Theory will probably click the link if you click the link. So make sure you explain to us, Ronnie, your philosophy and how you feel about this blueprint tonight. I know you're listening. Anyhow, we're going to finish up this blueprint.
You're training and stuff?
Yeah, we just started. This was phase 1.
That's hard. Yeah, no, I'm ready to get to it. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy.
Bro, I'm excited, man.
I'm ready to get to it.
Bro, it's gonna be.
We gotta do something this year.
Bro,
we gotta light it up.
It's a lot of good people, good dudes.
Yeah.
Charlotte's a good city. I'm excited for you to get to be around it.
I keep telling them, man, that Cali to Cali connection will be different.
Facts.
Boy, good to see you. So I'll be out here soon, ready to get active. What's up, bro?
man?
Come on, man. That's for you.
How you doing?
How you
Good
doing?
to have you,
All
bro.
right, appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Looking clean, man.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
How you feeling about everything?
I'm good, man.
Good.
Y'all ready for the second round today?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. Get some more ballers.
Yeah, I was about to say I need some teammates, man.
Yep.
I need some more teammates.
Yeah, we'll get you, man.
I like that.
We've got receivers, we've got edge rushers, we've got tight ends. There's a few running backs you're going to hear early on tonight. There are starters out there and plenty of them. So I love this portion of the draft, and in this draft particularly, this is where teams can really make some noise.
All right. See how these guys come off the board.
I think day 2, the initial feel is, hey, we got to get some pass rushers. We knew that there was the potential for us to double dip as well.
I'm going to say that Princely is going to be there in the third. I'm calling it. I'm not going to risk it, but I'm calling it. Yeah. I think it'll work itself out organically, but we'll see.
All right. Here's the deal.
This trade is fairly painless trade. So, yeah, it's good.
Dave Tepper is an unbelievable resource to have in the draft room. He is a trader by nature.
What if we got in the third?
Now, go. What the? What would Taylor say that?
It was just conversation because trading stocks, being a head coach master has nothing to do, not a damn thing to do with picking a football player. Nothing. Nothing. Two different worlds, y'all. So don't even try to. Oh yeah, he trades. He's trading stocks, ETFs, Bitcoin. You understand what I'm saying? No, that has nothing to do with trade. With no strategy. Strategy maybe. Strategy maybe.
Excuse my French, go. That was a class in ass kissing 101 by Tillis just now to try to solidify his job or whatever future endeavors he had with Tepper.
Yeah, my future GM.
Mm-hmm. That's all that was. That was clearly a moment where he decided to brown nose just now. He had his face all in Tepper's ass just now. I'm sorry.
Oh, good to boss.
A Carlos said we missing the point of what he said.
I know. See, they always gonna say, but he referred to because he's a trader, he's an asset to be in that room. Now, like I said, strategy wise, being over there, analytics, seeing down the board, playing the chess moves and stuff like that. Yes. But picking a player, Dave Tepper does not have the experience to pick a football player. He's a fan just like me and you. He does not have a football background. No.
Give me a minute, Goat.
Y'all stop the insanity. Y'all know as well as we know that David Tepper goes on fandom. He goes on fandom. David Tepper was up there at the Super Bowl and told Bryce Young he was going to pick him. He didn't see how the board, in January, did he know how that damn board was going to fall? In April or March? No, he didn't. So y'all know this man goes on fandom and goes on rants and tirades and stuff like that. I like Tep. I fuck with Tep. But y'all know this. You know what I'm saying? He does it on emotion. A lot of his work. So it was a good draft because we already said you really can't fuck this draft up. And y'all seeing it. Y'all seeing how it unfold right here. Now, this is some edited material. Y'all know this ain't everything that happened. It's been cut and vetted and everything else by the Panthers. To get out here to put it on YouTube, to put it on TV or whatever. So all we can do is speculate really what happened and try to put the puzzle together. That's all we doing around here on Black Cat Panther Podcast. That's all we doing. Then when y'all come up in a minute, give your point of view as well. That's all I'm saying. That's all we're gonna say around here. What we see. And then you can tell me in a little while what you see. Cause we all got an opinion. Oh, hold up, y'all. Cute. We getting ready. We getting ready to play the. We gonna replay it in just a minute or two. Cause there's a couple more things I want you guys to see as this goes along. Cause this is the blueprint for the draft. They showed us a couple Easter eggs in this thing. They really did. They really did show us a couple Easter eggs. And I want you guys to see it, especially on this defensive side of the ball. No, I'm not saying this is a complete team going into this year. You will never hear me hype up this young team. This is a young team right now that the Panthers are putting on the field. You got people saying that we're going to win 12 games or better and go to the playoffs. Stuff like that, hyping everything up. But when I sit here and I tell basically what should happen or give you a clear-cut vision of what they should do or what they're doing, I'm going to get told, which I don't care, I'm going to get told that I'm putting the team down or whatever. No, I'm not. I'm just being realistic to what's going on. Because
Hold it down
you
for a
have to
minute,
have veterans.
Goat. I'll be back.
Okay, you're gonna have to put it on. Well, go ahead and put it on, and let's go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead
Okay.
and put it on
All
there.
right.
Cause I don't have the control. You got the control. You got the control of the video. Go ahead and put it on.
That'd be cool. To have him next to you, you know, he's really there as a good sounding board, somebody that's really smart in his field of work, and somebody that, you know, you can really bounce ideas off of from a business perspective.
Yeah, that'd be a good fit in the third.
Sitting there with Mr. Tepper, Brand, and Coach Canales, like us four in a row, we enjoyed being together and just kind of talking and working out scenarios, and it's part of the fun.
All right, we got a trade. We got a trade here. The Las Vegas Raiders have traded the 37th pick to the Miami Dolphins.
Excited that we drafted a good player at 8. I did feel that we had to do more for our defense.
So far, so good. So what are the odds? Yeah. 50.
and Mike do really good work for us.
He does a great job, for all these mock drafts, who's going to be there.
We're not making decisions based on the numbers that those guys are giving us. What we are doing is we're just understanding risk. So now we're just trying to make a risk assessment off of them. We're not saying, like, oh, okay, well, we didn't get it. Next time we will. No, we won't.
Hey y'all, I had to stop it for a minute. That's I guess that's cute Wi-Fi right there. He had to step away for a second. I had to stop it for a minute. We gonna get back to the video. We're gonna get back to the video. Matter of fact, I'm gonna open up the chat in just a second because the main thing was the video. But we're gonna open up the chat right now. Hold on a second. I'm getting ready to put the link in the chat. Y'all just hold tight, work with me. Cause he had an emergency. Let me put the link in the chat. This wasn't my live, so I wasn't working the video. But when he come back, we're gonna finish watching the video. And when we finish watching the video, link is in the chat. Anybody want to come up and talk about what's done went on so far? Or if not, we ain't gonna spill the beans on what was going on because some people probably didn't see it already. But just going back to Tech McMillan and Bryce Young, what we seen. I love Tech McMillan's enthusiasm and being ready to go. I love that. I think he's a dog. I think it was a good pick for the Carolina Panthers because we need a lot of stuff. Y'all already hear me say that. You hear me say that on the first night. You hear me say it on the second night. This draft was loaded. I don't think they could have messed the draft up at all. Whatever they'd have done. If they'd have picked Jalen Walker, I think he'd have came in here and impacted. If they'd have picked Kenneth Grant, I think Kenneth Grant and Derek Brown would have been a hell of a duo. If they'd have picked who else could have been that we was looking at 8 I don't know, y'all. It's James Pierce Jr. or any of those guys that was out there. But Tate McMillan is going to make Bryce Young better in my eyes. He's going to make him better. Now, how much better is he going to be in situational football? I do not know. I don't have no faith in the kid. I done seen the kid play. You got to do so much to make this dude where he's been at on the level that he's been at high school and college. Those teams were stacked, y'all. They were complete teams. They were complementary on the offense and defensive side of the ball. So y'all gonna see. Omar,
Yo, Goat, what's going on?
what's good with you? That
Hey,
you're gonna see Omar without playing complimentary ball, just like the last 2 years. You're gonna see this I just can't keep explaining it, Omar. I can't keep explaining it.
I was gonna say
What do you think?
what you said about Brent Tillis wasn't wrong. I think hanging out the video stopped, but Dan was a little antsy. And I think, Brent had to calm him down and kind of tell him, kind of what to look for as far as moving up and down. Like, I think Brent, the way he looks at the trades and valuations based off of what you're giving up and getting back, I think he handles that side. And Dan is more of just a player evaluator, the scheme fit, the culture fit. You know what I'm saying? I think that's
Yeah,
how that relationship works. When it comes to
yeah.
trade and cap, that's all on Brent. When it comes to like, evaluating players, you leave that up to Dan. I think that's how the relationship goes.
Well, also now Brent can evaluate players as well. Now, don't forget, Tillis has been on that side of the spectrum as well. You know what I'm saying? He's a football guy, and he's a numbers guy. He makes those contracts work. He made those contracts work in Kansas City. He knows talent now. And just
Hey,
like
look,
you said, you see how
I was gonna say something you said earlier about that trade. How Dan didn't want to trade back to the Rams, but he felt like he had to do his due diligence and put a crazy offer out there to see if he could get them to bite.
and you know what, Omar? I'm absolutely glad he did because I tell you what, if I was a GM, I don't even think I'd have answered the phone call at 26. Ain't no way in the hell I'd have moved down to 26. You understand what I'm saying? The Rams would have had to give me damn near their whole team. Matt Stafford, you know what I'm saying? Some of
Yeah,
everything, but they
it would
wouldn't
have
have
been
had no
future
fucking team
picks.
when I'd have got finished. Yeah. When I'd
It
have got
had to be
finished with their
future
ass,
picks.
I don't think there was a player in that draft that was worth what I wanted to move down to 26. You understand? That's a long drop, bro.
Yeah. Which okay. So hypothetically speaking, let's say you got a swap first, you get a second in this year, maybe a fifth this year, a future first, and then maybe another future like third or fourth. So you get a good haul of picks. You trade back to 26, and James Pierce is there. How are you feeling? Because that's what would have happened. Because that's where Atlanta traded into to get Pierce.
To get Pierce. Okay, but check this out right here. This was my scenario, what I was saying. I said you ask for Byron Young. That's the equivalent of the um Chicago Bears asking for DJ Moore or Brian Burns. You see what I'm saying? Because Byron still has 2 years on his rookie deal. You understand what I'm saying? And he's already 8.5 sacks, shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
You know
As an
what he
outside
is.
linebacker, edge rusher, we already know what he is. Now, of course, they ain't gonna give us Fist or Verse or anybody like that. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't getting them. They'd have hung up the phone on our ass. You know what I'm saying? We'd have said that. But you asked for Byron Young and them picks, what you just said, Omar, and then they tell you, okay, hold on, let us call you right back. See, they thought about it. They thought
Yeah.
about it
Because if you
because
heard
that's
Brant, I guess they counter offer was something, and Brant was like, "This isn't still up to what Dan has sent,"
uh-huh.
and that's why he just said we got to do what Dan wants, and then they said they was gonna call him back, and it was too steep for him. I mean, that's a big ass to move up goddamn near 20 spots to get a wide receiver, and I mean and it's crazy enough. I guess that's why they ended up trading out of the first because who they really wanted
But
wasn't
but uh,
there,
but uh, but uh, but imagine him with Puka Nakua, Matt Stafford. You know what I'm
and
saying? And what they
Devontae.
got on that, and what they
Oh
got
no,
on that
Devontae.
defense.
No, Devontae ain't out there. Is Devontae? Yeah, Devontae went to the Rams, right? Am I tripping?
I think
I
so.
think Devontae
I
Adams
think
went to the
so.
Rams. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
I'm
so.
not sure. Right,
Yeah,
these
I
players
think that.
move around so much, man. It'd be crazy. But yeah, he went to the Rams. Yeah, so I mean, that would have been nice.
Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? That team is kind of, I mean, with McVay, the offensive mind that he is, and what they do over there, that team is competing now. I mean, they already went to the playoffs last year. You see what I'm saying? Elaine, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? What's going on, Kendall? Omar, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, what's going on, E?
Chilling, man.
Man, I have no idea, brother. We just trying to watch this. We're gonna get back into watching this blueprint right here that the Panthers put out. Another one, but this is in the war room right here.
Yeah,
Did you get a chance to see
Nah, I ain't watched that fairy tale Disney World shit, man.
it?
Nah, I didn't get a chance to see it, man. I don't know, man. I'm very pessimistic about the team this year. I really didn't like the draft. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hey,
Huh?
would you elaborate on that right there? Because I like the draft, Elaine. So
Yeah,
I want to hear your perspective by not liking the draft.
let's start with McMillan. I like him a lot. I think he's a bad receiver for Bryce, right?
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
where he excels, Bryce does not excel at, right? High pointing the ball, 50-50 balls, boxing out his dude. Bryce don't throw those type of balls. You get what I'm saying?
But you didn't see that duck that Bryce threw in shorts and a helmet,
What did he
and
do?
Ted Collins and everybody went crazy.
No, I didn't.
He threw a duck like he normally does. Not a bullet, not a strike, not in a tight window spiral.
Yeah.
He threw a duck.
Yep.
Tech goes up in traffic. You know,
Yeah.
they had OTAs,
Yeah.
shirts and shimmels, right?
Yeah.
Shorts.
Yeah.
Because see, people like to call the combine or anything like that the underwear Olympics or
Well,
whatever.
Kendall, I'll
But
tell you this, Kendall. I went to see him at the Fan Fest his rookie season, and I thought he looked spectacular. So it's much different when you're out there just playing pitch and catch rather than being in a real game, right? Nobody, I will not sit here and argue with you that Bryce looks amazing in practice a lot of times, right? Like I'm not gonna die on that hill. You get what I'm saying?
there you go.
And on top of that, man, I'll be honest with you, man. We forced the whole pass rusher thing. I get that as prospects, people like these pass rushers, but we got to get through our heads. We got to get the fandom out of our head, right? If you're drafting a pass rusher past the first round, there's like a 90% chance the motherfucker does not work out. The all-pro rate for pass rushers past the first round is 26%. It's the lowest of every position in the NFL besides running back. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
So if you so the Panthers really forced that situation. It would be a good day to get about 6-7 sacks out of both of them combined if they get significant play time, because that's what rookie third, fourth round, fifth round pick defensive ends do. They'll get 3 or 4 sacks, and that's pretty promising. You get what I'm saying?
But
So
now, Elaine, I got to push back on you just a
please.
little bit on that right there, because now these guys are
Yeah.
first round graded guys. It's just the draft that we was in was so stacked, you know, that talent got pushed down. They are talented now. They're not third rounders.
Kendall, I'll tell you this. There's something that made them drop, because 2 positions that are overdrafted and overpaid are always pass rushers. If they, I mean, I get that they're first round talents or something like that. If they didn't have any major character concerns, there's a reason why teams steered away from them. Teams will literally beat the hell out of each other on the way to a quarterback or a pass rusher. They draft
Well, I'm
pass
telling
rushers
you,
even when they don't need them.
it was so many of them. It was so many of them, Elaine.
Did a lot of pass rushers go? Because there was a long stretch. I remember.
Well, it was so many of them. I mean, if somebody would count how many of them got picked before.
Man. So I hope you're right. I hope you're right on the value play, because we're counting on these dudes to be the anomaly and not the rule, right? So
exactly.
It's almost like Leggett. I think Leggett could be Xavier Leggett could be a good receiver in the league too. It's just that these long stride receivers who play kind of above the rim, who box out dudes, who are 50-50 balls, dudes. Bryce just struggles with these dudes, right?
Because
Bryce,
we all know he doesn't have the arm. He doesn't. That's the point I was making earlier. He throws a duck.
Right.
You can't throw ducks to these guys right here. The
He's
ball
gonna play
sits in the air and wobbles. Don't you know that there's a DB, a safety, or somebody like that, a corner that will go and get that ball?
He's gonna
will
play
take that
better.
ball away from Tech McMillan.
Right, he's gonna play better with guys who are shifty, who uncover quickly. Who's the rookie receiver we had last year? Who was doing all right for himself?
Jalen
Coker. Coakley, right?
Jalen Coker.
Yeah. He's not. I don't think he wasn't a better prospect than Xavier Leggett. Nothing that. It's just that he just matches better with what Bryce does well. Right.
Exactly.
I mean, even in college, Bryce was not. I mean, he was 30% past 20 yards in college, guys. Like that down the field shit isn't him. Don't get him receivers that can't uncover quickly, that have to get downfield, who excel in, jump balls, 50-50 balls, boxing out their dudes. And McMillan's a beast once he gets the ball in his hands. But the trick is you got to get the ball in his hands too.
Got to get the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
Now see that's where I think you're young. That's why Adam Thielen does what he does on the Panthers.
Correct.
I think Jimmy Horn will do what he does with the Panthers.
Yeah.
Because of what you just explained.
Correct.
But Tech McMillan, now, by him being a good talent like he is, he's going to get the ball but I think we're going to try to force feed him, y'all.
Correct.
I think we're going to try to force feed this guy to, once again, to ram that square peg in that round hole.
And force feeding means dinking and
that's gonna be
dunking.
pick six then. If he gonna force some passes.
Be good.
Okay.
That's be good,
What's
right?
going on, brother?
Yeah.
Be good. You're a smart man. You're a smart man. Be good.
I just want to jump on that situation what y'all was talking about. We know Bryce Young. He changed to become a spot thrower. Elaine and go y'all. And is my man Omar still on here?
No, Omar drop.
Okay.
Shout out to Omar.
When have spot throwers actually beat good teams in this league? That's the real question you need to ask because I keep seeing people, on comments and stuff like this. Not these comments saying, "Oh, we're gonna be that 7-9 team," but when has spot throwing ever beat good teams? That's the real question y'all need to ask.
Yeah, it's got to be complete. Be good. We got to be able to take the big shots down the field with these big long stride receivers like Elaine was just alluding to.
Yeah.
And I don't think I may think this guy might can do it. He might can hit these guys a couple times, but I don't see him hitting on a consistent basis.
Yeah. I just say he'll probably do it if he do it 7 times, he'll probably be able to hit the guy let me say 10 times. He'll probably be able to hit him twice, and that's just because of busted coverage.
So what's
That's
going to end up?
That's the only reason Coker scored against Dallas. Remember, it was just a busted coverage.
So what this year is going to be about, guys, really is these dumbass Bryce fans going to just be really in their double standard, right? Where if we don't get Bryce 3 fucking first round picks at receiver, we're not getting them weapons. But we spent 2-3 years adding shit to the offense trying to help Bryce and made no investments in the defense. But it's going to be Evero's fault somehow. Even though Evero doesn't, he doesn't have a first round pick on the defense.
That's what I alluded to earlier.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, y'all. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
We're gonna lose. Everybody knows, man. Let's just use common sense, not even football sense. Let's just use common sense. Now, some people will sit there and say, because we picked up all these players, and I stress the word players on the defensive side of the ball, and we spent money on the defensive side of the ball. Q used the analogy of having 20 holes in the boat.
Yeah.
Well, let's say 12 of the 20 was on defense.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that leaves another 8. That's simple math, right?
Yep. Correct.
Hell, if you even want to say more, but I'm gonna just say 12 and 8.
Yeah.
So you're gonna spend more money plugging holes on the defense, but you just
Yeah.
plugged holes. You didn't patch them motherfuckers or went in there right and fixed it. You just plugged them.
My disposition is this: Evero has coached 2 top 5 defenses. You give him you get him some pieces he needs. He's gonna deliver for you. You get what I'm saying? And even as he's lost pieces, I thought he performed pretty damn well. Even as he lost pieces. But at the end of the day, we have. I'll be honest with you, man. Just last year, we had a top 5. We had a top 5 offensive line. He had top 10 most time in the pocket. For that, I mean, we got an underperformance at quarterback, man. If your quarterback has the 6th or 7th most time in the league, go ahead, Kendall. My bad.
Underperformance. You go
said
ahead.
underperform.
You go ahead. Underperform.
Yeah, you stick any mediocre quarterback behind a line that gives him a top 5, top 6 most time in the league, he's gonna show the fuck out.
Hey, let me use their argument against y'all. But when he came back, he was a top tier quarterback though.
No, he wasn't.
That's what they all say. Parody. That's what they all say. And what if he continues doing that? Which is not likely, but
I mean,
you know what
even when you look at it, man, even when you look at it, people were overhyping mediocrity, man. I mean, the Chiefs game, we did have 1 touchdown. It was under like 50, under 60%. Okay, good. I mean, good, okay game. You get what I'm saying? But he wasn't elite, man. Like I go back and look at those.
Before you go on that, can you elaborate on that Chiefs game? Because I know you told. Well, I heard you say it, but could you elaborate for certain people?
I don't remember the numbers verbatim. I know he completed like 60% of his passes, but he spent most of the game completing less than 60% of his passes. So it's like, I mean.
what you just said, Elaine, the real soul child, just said in the comments.
What do you say? I can't see it.
The real soul child did this. That's great right there. He says top 5 O line, top 10 running back, and we had a 29th ranked offense.
So
that says it all, y'all.
So we should have, in reality, everybody's talking about the defense. Fuck the defense. We should have been just showing out on the offense and losing games, 40 to 45. That's what we should have been doing, right? Because at the end of the day, that offensive line should be showing out.
There you go.
Huh?
Yeah, you're breaking up, Goat.
Hey, Kendall, start over, bro. You start over.
That's the way this team is built.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, shootouts.
Yeah, we can now.
Yeah. We got
can y'all hear me now? I said thank you,
Yeah.
Elaine. Yeah, I said thank you, Elaine, because that's the way this team was built. This team was built to outscore people, or they thought they were going to outscore people.
Yep.
And just like you just said, we should have been in a bunch of shootouts.
Yep.
That's what we was. That's where it was built.
We should have been allowing a lot of points.
I mean, that's what I expected.
I mean, and
That's
scoring
what
a
I
lot.
expected. That last game should have been. They
Yeah.
should have been looked like that losing. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I bring it back to y'all. You remember when people said we was gonna have a better defense than last? You know what I'm saying? I mean, last year, how people was talking about raving about their defense. What happened, Goat? But they were saying, "Oh, we got the pieces and stuff like that." What was the pass rusher they end up we cutting? What they say he's gonna have more sacks than Burns.
Clowny.
What happened to all those people? What happened to all those podcasts who was saying stuff like that? Oh, this defense gonna be legit. Oh, we got the pieces
go
now.
one
Then
right
what
there.
happened?
They're gonna want to just pull it up.
PPP.
Panther Prime Podcast.
Don't put the paint where it ain't. PPP. What's up, man? Damn, we can't hear you, PPP.
Hey, you might be muted, Prime.
Yeah, we can't hear
hold
you.
on, he's coming on another screen. Hold on, I gotta bring him up again and take him out. There you go. Try it now, Prime.
This nigga cloned himself. Is that him talking?
It might be trying. I'm trying to clean it up.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Let me see which one is he on. Hey, can you got me now, Prime? You might go back and come back in. You got me now, Prime? Oh shit! Hold on. I'm trying to bring him up. Y'all hold on for a second.
But Elaine,
what about now?
Can you hear me?
Yo, can y'all hear me now?
Okay, there you go. I got you.
All right. Yeah. Good afternoon, wonderful gentlemen. How y'all doing?
Hey,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I heard some wonderful things that you all were saying. Some that I agree with, some that I emphatically disagree with. And I believe one that actually Goat himself disagrees with is something that my brother Elaine had made mention of. In fact, he says that that this team put so much stock last year or resources into building up the offense, and then we went on this tirade of defense after that, and he says that we did not, in fact, give Bryce Young anything last year. We've had multiple conversations about that, and I've told him that it was about even. You spent 150 million. He says it's 185. I say 150. And acquisitions from the free agency aside with Robert Hunt, Damian Lewis. And yeah, it didn't pan out well. Bryce Young did not play well. But here's the thing. With everything that you do in life, there's projections, right? You don't go into business without having some sort of idea of projecting what your outcome will be. And I believe that the Panthers have done everything that they need to do. And upon his own admission, my brother Goat, he said in his own words, he was very, very pleased with what we've done in this off season here. So I'm not too sure why there is so much contention about why some may feel that these Panthers are going to win
I'll speak
more
on
than
that
eight.
PPP real quick because I'm going to drop after
More,
this, sir.
yes, sir. More than 8 games, or whatever the case may be. And one last thing, Elaine.
No, go ahead, sir.
I mean, Eric. One last thing, Eric.
Yes, sir.
I remember we was on a wonderful podcast just about last year, and we had a very, very great debate.
Mm-hmm.
And in that debate, and I never forget this,
Mm-hmm.
I said that there's no PFF stat that can clarify this, but you just did. That if your offensive line protects and plays well,
Mm-hmm.
your quarterback will too. And you fought me tooth and nail, sir. So what say you?
That offensive line. That's my only point. If you got the top 5 most time in the league, sir, your offense should not be 29th in the league. So the
Okay.
thing is, we spent 180 some odd million dollars on the offensive line. All that money was well spent because all those pieces performed and had an immaculate offensive line. There's no way you should have the 29th offense and have a quarterback that's playing mediocre. When your quarterback has the 5th most time in the league or sixth most time in the league, you don't have to hype up 60% and 205 yards as if it's elite. That
Can I ask you?
quarterback is going to perform. I'm gonna listen to your thing from the chat. I got a call to make. Or not
No, that's cool.
unless you want to rebuttal real quick.
Well, yeah. I do. I just have one question.
Please.
Was this season shared with the offensive line ranking or offensive production? Was this a shared stat? Did Bryce Young play the whole entire year? I just
No,
want to know
no,
that
Come
answer.
on, oh, come
No,
on,
no, 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 no,
man.
no, sir, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir,
PPP,
no, sir, no,
PPP,
sir.
PPP. Don't die on that hill, dog. Because if you extrapolate what Bryce did alone, I'll take the best games that you thought Bryce, the best era that you thought Bryce was in this season, and
Yeah.
it's still mediocre. If you look at Bryce's number, he still finished the bottom third in almost every efficiency stat in the league. So you guys are happy because this is amazing for him. But by NFL standards, Bryce completion percentage, deep ball completion, accuracy from a clean pocket, you get off target throws to open receivers. He's still not good in those areas, guys. But in
So,
comparison to old Bryce, this is a miracle.
so,
But not good enough for NFL.
hold on. So the answer is yes. I appreciate it.
The answer is no.
Nah,
I
the
appreciate it. I
answer's
appreciate
no,
it.
The
man.
answer, the
Stop
answer, the
that, man.
answer, the answer is the answer is
Oh
the
my
answer is
God.
if you give Bryce the best offensive lineman in NFL history, he'll still underperform. That's
Well,
the answer. He'll be
well,
better. He'll
okay.
still underperform though. The
He'll be
amount of
better.
stuff he
He'll be
needs to
better.
be the amount of
Yeah.
stuff he needs to be good is significantly more than the average quarterback in the NFL. That's
Well,
my
well,
answer.
well, you know what, my brother?
Yes, sir.
I actually have some charts and some
And I
stats.
want that smoke too, PPP. Save it
Oh,
for the debate.
hey,
Yeah,
listen, I wanted to, bro.
they
Yeah,
gonna have to
'cause
pay for it though, man.
yeah. But I got.
And y'all know what? I will be the mediator. I will be
No,
the
sir, no,
mediator.
sir, you will not. No, sir, you will not.
I
He
will be
said
the.
we can't have
Yes,
nobody
sir.
biased.
No, sir, we will. You will not.
I'm not biased. I'm not biased. I'm straight down the line. Anybody know I'm straight down the line. I'm not biased. There's no way I'm biased against Bryce Young.
Well, he thinks you're biased, though. I don't think so.
Go,
No
my
way.
I
boy.
mean, you're gonna have to find a soccer
No
player
way
or
I'm
something
biased
to
against
do.
Bryce
I
Young.
mean, a soccer fan to debate that because
Yeah.
either you love
Yeah,
Bryce or you don't.
I
It's
was
either
gonna say
one of the two on that.
PvP claims to have a friend, but it's probably a Bryce fan. I'll let him stack the case.
You can't trust
No,
It's
no,
all
he's
PPP
good.
not a
now.
Bryce
You can't
fan.
trust
He's
PPP.
a
You can't
Raiders. He's
trust
a
PPP.
Raiders fan.
Yeah.
He does debates all the time. So he judges debates. So he's gonna be straight down the middle.
Don't do
Yeah,
it, Elaine. You're a
I'm
Raiders
telling you,
fan. He looking for.
he's
I'm
very,
just saying. He
very
look.
fair.
Hey, the Raiders just like the Panthers right now. They trying to find hope somewhere. You don't need. You don't need it.
I'm just saying he has no affiliation with the team.
I get
But
what I'm saying. PPP get
yeah,
what I'm saying.
I got
He has that hope in
best judge.
belief and stuff.
I got the best judge for that, and it could be no one other than Mr. King Falcon himself, Red, because he definitely don't have
Red
no
Swarm.
ties to it.
Hey, I'm gonna be listening from the chat,
Yes,
man.
sir.
PvP,
He
man.
deserves it.
Kendall, be good. Holla at y'all.
all right.
No doubt. And I got Kevin Care with a big $5 super chat says he don't want to hear about bad defense when the offense punting 7+ times. Ain't no way. You put the defense in bad position all
Okay,
the
so
time.
So what? Okay, was the defense in a bad position with 30 seconds remaining in the game against Baker Mayfield? Oh, crickets.
But
Oh,
Was the
that's your
you
defense in a
got
argument.
to take
bad was the defense in a bad position?
hold, Prime. You
Okay.
got to look at this right here.
Mhm.
We were not a matchup. Do you understand for the Bucks? And if you think we're a matchup for the Bucks, man, you're sadly mistaken. We just like that try to keep up here and tell y'all all the time. And you can go by there and see who played in that game.
Mhm.
The defense that they put on the field last year was
Mhm.
injury struck and lackluster. Everybody knew that. Everybody should know. Now I know people have hope. And it's good to
Mhm.
have hope when that game comes on at 1 o'clock. We can win this one, y'all. We can win this. But you're just fooling yourself. And it's all good. That's a fan. But if
Well,
we talking football right here, like we supposed to be, analytics, like Elaine just gave you a minute ago, but then you want to say, that this guy did this or this guy did that or this guy was just like the real Sunchild just put the comment up. The guy had the 5th offensive line at one time, a top 10 running back in Chuba. The numbers are there.
the fifth. Oh, you said. Oh, wait.
29th
Oh,
ranked at one
do
time. At one
not.
time they were 5. I
Oh,
think they went down. I think the lowest they went down at one time while he was playing was number 12. I do the ranking, but I
when
have to go back and look at it now. I have to go back and look at it.
when was that? Was that
When he
coming out of
came back?
Steve Wilkes' era in 2022 going into
No.
2023?
This was when that nigga came back. When he came back after the benching, I think they was like 12, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you might be just a little bit. Because I remember them
But
being.
PPP, hold on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna let you finish your thought. Go ahead. I'll go after you.
Oh no, I was just about to say.
Man, who outside with nature?
I am.
Yeah,
Pop
yeah,
always had his birds and stuff in the background. Man.
yeah.
But
Big
go ahead.
Jurassic Park going on. No, I was gonna say I remember that the Panthers' offensive line was ranked 12th, if I'm not mistaken. That was coming out off of a Steve Wilkes 6-6, little scamper there. In fact, we had
Steve
that.
Wilkes ain't been the coach over here in 2 years. We ain't talking about no Steve Wilkes. Bryce
Well,
wasn't in here when Steve Wilkes was here. We talking about the line that Bryce Young is behind now. And they wasn't nobody wasn't there but Taylor Moton and I think
mhm,
Icky was
yeah,
there at that time. We
yeah.
talking about the
Well,
two
I get.
guards, Hunting Lewis that you paid for,
Hmm.
Austin Corbett.
Okay.
Then you brought in Cade Mays back, Brady Christensen. That's what we
Hmm.
talking about. The offensive line that we have right now, that we
Yes,
have
sir.
assembled. The
Yes,
highest
sir.
paid offensive line. The offense that came back, even the backup. So this guy has no excuse this year at all.
Yes, sir. Yes,
After
sir. Yes,
Prime.
Well,
yes, yes, sir.
let me
Nothing.
throw some out there. Go real quick. Let me throw some out there real quick. And of course, you're
But
gonna
go
hear
ahead,
birds
Papa.
in the background. Where else would a panther be in the jungle? Where birds are at? Interesting that KB Cat put that out there. The Carolina Panthers was ranked number 9 for attempts punts per game out of 32
Number
teams.
9 in the league. Number 9 in the league. What you got to say about that, Prime?
You said it was ranked number
So
9 for what
that
now, sir?
for the most punts in games, they were ranked
What?
number
So
9 out of
that means
32
the team
teams. So
that means the team is stopping you and you have to punt. They were
Okay.
number 9, I guess, most punted team in the league.
Okay.
I didn't even know that stat. That's a
so
good stat.
Okay.
so
Okay. So
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 let's
so if so
let's look
there
at this
so
PvP.
so
Hold on. So
I'm
because I
sorry.
want
I'm
to
sorry.
give
Go
you
ahead.
because it has a little more context to it.
Hmm.
Because if you look at these teams, except for 2, it's kind of weird because these 2 teams did make it to the playoffs. But number 1 is Cleveland, not surprised. Chicago, not surprised. Denver, not well. Denver, they played good, but that is kind of surprising. New York Giants, not surprised. Seattle, not surprised because they lost a lot too. New Orleans, not surprised. Tennessee and Houston, and then we're next. Most of those teams didn't make it to the playoffs. Only 2 of them did. 3. Denver made it. Chargers made it. Houston made it. So 3 out of the 9 made it to the playoffs. But yeah, we're in the 9.
Okay, so with that stat, and I believe that stat is rated from the opposite direction in this category, where number one would be the worst. Am I correct?
Yeah, number 1 would be the worst.
Okay.
Yeah, you in the top 10. You in the top 10. So actually, what KBK have said does make some sense because if you're punting that many times per game, your offense really ain't putting you in the best situation.
So
There is some validity to that.
so that goes back to what Goat was trying to allude to, of the Panthers having a quote unquote number 12 offense, offensive line.
No,
Uh,
you don't do that. No, you don't. No, you
well,
don't.
So the
No,
only thing I
you
was
don't.
trying,
No,
only
So
thing I
you
no,
was
the
trying to do,
offensive line
sir.
could do their job, but
you gonna put
the
that on the
offensive line
offensive
could do their
line?
job. But
No,
I mean,
sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. What I'm doing is this. What I'm saying is, at what point this season can you stamp number 12 onto this offensive line? And I'll wait for that answer.
At what point?
this upcoming season,
No. This past season, if you believe that the Panthers' offensive line was ranked number 12, please tell me the game in the week.
I can't sit here. I'm driving right now. I can't tell you the game in the week. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But I know
hold on.
they was a top 10. They was a top 10 offensive line at one point. I know they was a top 10 offensive line coming into the league. Well, that was just on hype at game 1 and game 2 when your boy got benched. Then after they got the continuity together, they played at a high caliber. And damn sure toward the end of the year, they played at a high caliber. And you
Okay.
know this is, and you've been alluded to yourself that this is the strength of the team.
Well,
How you
well,
love the acquisitions of Hunt and Lewis and these other
well.
guys, and they was well worth it.
Well, my brother, I think the burden of proof is falls on your shoulders there. So, I know you're going down 95, doing 85.
Yes,
But
sir.
until, until you can show me that, I would have to say that, yeah, we could put that to the top shelf for right now. Yeah.
Well, whatever. So you gonna blame the offensive line? That's the question that I asked you earlier for being number 9 in punt. You gonna blame it on the offensive line?
No, no, sir. No,
That
sir.
we
I'm
went
not
three
blaming.
and out. That we went 3 and out and had to punt the ball.
No,
That's
sir.
basically a 3 and out stat.
No, sir. I'm not blaming it only on the offensive line. I think it's a collective because there's 11 men on that field.
Okay.
Oh hell no, PPP. Hell no, not on
What
that.
what did Ted McMillan say today? The quarterback's right. I gotta
Well,
adjust.
okay. Well, if the quarterback right, then
hold on,
he's
hold
the
on, hold on,
number
hold on,
one
hold on.
problem.
Whoa,
He's the
whoa.
number one problem for them having to punt or going 3 and out. He gets the ball in his hand
That was a
every time.
reach.
It wasn't no
That
He
was a
has the
reach.
reach,
ball in his hand.
PvP.
He has the
And
ball in his hand every time.
Yeah, and
what's that?
and and and, and,
What's
and
the
guess
number one
and
motto
get
we have? What's the number one motto we got? PPP right here in Carolina Panthers. It's about 4 of them that we say down here. But the number one thing and it's every player's responsibility is to do they one of what?
yes, sir. They're one of 11.
One of 11. How many offensive linemen is on that line?
Yes, sir. It's 5.
So that's
Supposed to
five.
be
That's
5.
5 doing their job. It's 5 doing their job, right? For the most
Okay.
part. For the most part. If Bryce Young doesn't do his one of 11, you can't blame that on the offensive line.
Okay. Well, I think he was right here on this wonderful podcast where my brother Q was reading off some wonderful stats on Bryce Young that I believe Goat disagreed with, but the stats were very very telling. And if
What
I
were the
could
stats?
have,
What were they?
well, give me a second. Let me pull up because I have the article here and I have all the stats here. So give me 1 second. I've been waiting.
Okay. You
I've
got
been
all
wait.
the
Well,
time in the world, my friend.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
gonna
been
let you
waiting
do
on
that,
this.
PPP. I wanted to ask you a question on that elaboration, talking about everybody has to do their job.
Yes, sir.
They say the offensive line did their job. The running back definitely did his job last year.
hmm
So why we still have questions about the QB then? You know what I'm saying? Everybody else was doing their job on the line, running back getting his, you know what I'm saying, his numbers. How can you not blame the quarterback for doing his?
Yeah, because I think that the problem and the disconnect comes in where if the Panthers lose, the total blame goes on Bryce.
He didn't ask you
And,
that.
and
He
then
didn't ask
I didn't ask you that.
you.
That's why I was
Wait,
about to say.
he didn't ask you that. He
hold on,
didn't
sir,
ask you that.
because this is the reason why you guys believe that if the Panthers lose, it's Bryce Young's fault. If the Panthers wins, it's not Bryce Young's fault, or it's not Bryce Young. Bryce Young wasn't the reason why they won. You guys created that narrative. You guys sat here and told me last year that when we played Atlanta, Week 15, that Eddie Pinheiro won that game.
He
You
did.
guys said, "Oh,
He
thank
did
you."
one of 11.
You see, but how could Eddie Pinheiro get in field goal range when that drive started at the 2? I'll wait.
Man, I'll
How
put
the
You
it
see what I'm
Eddie
this
saying?
way:
Pinheiro
when it
Yeah,
comes to
so
sports, when it comes to sports,
I
you
give
got
I
so
give
so so but at the end of the day, okay, if Bryce Young throws a
Mhm.
touchdown, what is he then? If he goes from the 2 and then throws a touchdown, who won the game?
Yeah, Bryce Young won the game.
Okay, so Eddie Pinheiro kicks it through the uprights.
who won the
He
game.
don't win the game?
No, it's a collective.
Son of
Yeah,
a
see,
bitch.
so
I beat
so
that
Yeah,
it's a
mother.
double edged sword.
yeah,
It's a double
yeah,
edged sword
yeah,
with PvP. He only
yeah.
I
wants to
always say
give it
this.
if it's off the hands of the quarterback only, because you know what I'm saying. But I honestly, it don't work like that because, like I said, you got to do your research.
Um,
I
it,
give
I
you a
mean,
prime example. PvP. Hold on, PvP. I got you because it's gonna be quick. If your son goes out here and does something disrespectful to another child, right? They're not gonna sit here and blame the child. They're gonna blame you, the father.
oh,
It's the
that
same
what
thing because
well
that's
that,
part of your. That's
no,
because you're the leader.
that's
Because
no,
you're the
that's not.
leader.
No, sir, no, sir, no, sir. Let me
That's
tell
not
you,
how
no,
society
sir,
works.
no,
It's the
sir.
same thing with
Let me.
football.
Okay,
If we
okay.
lose,
Let me
it's
ask you
gonna
this
come
question
down
real quick.
to what Bryce did
Let
and
me
how he
let me
lead the team.
let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. You got the Seahawks in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. Okay, if Russell Wilson would have thrown that ball in the end zone, even though Beast Mode got him down there to the 2, who won the game?
you got to look at the stats, brother. When it comes down to it,
No, no, sir. Who won the
yes,
game?
you do. You
No,
have to look
sir.
at the
No,
stats
Yeah.
sir.
when it
No,
comes
sir.
down
So
to
I
it.
got you. I'm
No,
gonna answer
sir.
No,
first.
no,
I'm gonna
no,
answer
no.
No,
Hold
first.
on, hold
sir.
I'm
on,
sorry.
Papa. Let me explain this situation. You
Mm-mm.
can get carried by a team and you just have to win and play. That's the thing. I think the concept differs. And like like using basketball. If I'm shooting like say 2 for 19 out there, but my team is keeping us in the game just because I hit the win the shot doesn't. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
so glad you
That
said that. So, where does the term game-winning shot comes from?
game win, game
But
winning
let
shot
listen,
Oh,
basically.
oh,
game winning
oh.
shot comes up a lot of time, Prime, when those two teams have been dueling. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
They've been
yes.
dueling that whole game, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
go,
And
you
then
missed my
then
point. I
you
said I
just
was getting carried. You know what I'm saying? That's
uh-huh.
what I'm saying. Getting carried instead of me putting in work. You go. You know in
Yeah,
basketball,
well
if I shoot two for
yeah,
17, but my teammates are keeping us in the game, that's basically mean I'm being carried. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
When it
And
comes
that's what
down
I'm
to it.
saying. That's what I'm saying, because if these two teams were dueling and their respective star was dueling the whole game, like you said,
Mhm.
they both of them have an amazing game, going shot for shot. He come up, he pull up for the three. He come up, he drive the lane. He do that. You know what I'm saying? He steal the ball. You know, boom, they dueling the whole
So,
game. You
so
just
hold
see
on. So,
that
so go.
you OPP, you see that guard or that center or whoever that star player is, the quarterback going out there and he just rises to another level
Mm,
of play.
mm. So,
Now,
so,
have
so,
you seen your quarterback do that, carrying
so,
a team?
so, go. Let me ask you this question, and I'm gonna answer your question, but I just want to put this out there. 2014, I think it was 2014. Cam Newton plays against. I think it's the Patriots. 2014. It's Monday Night Football, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Cam Newton has the game firmly in hand, and
Mm-hmm.
we turn the ball over, and we give the ball to Tom Brady. All right. Now, in that game, we was Tom Brady was down. All right. We firmly was in charge. And in the last part of the game, here we have Tom Brady coming back.
Now, this game was not dueling back and forth. That's why I always say your interpretations of stuff is subjective to how you feel. If Tom Brady would have came out there and throw that ball in that touchdown to Rob Gronkowski and won, he would have had the game-winning touchdown. He would have won the game. No matter how much his running back was running that ball, because Tom Brady played like trash in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, and I get you.
you got my position. So when I talk about games,
Well,
so hold, real quick. So when I talk about
go ahead,
games,
go ahead, go ahead.
so when I talk about games like the Kansas City Chiefs game when we're down 20-9 at halftime, and Bryce just brings us back and we tie the game, go for a 2-point conversion, tie the game. You can't get upset with me when I say we had an opportunity to win, and on Bryce's shoulders, we did it. We were down 20-9. He brought it back. Now, if you can do it for one player, if you do it for all these other players, you do the same thing for Bryce Young.
They're
And I
disingenuous,
get
man.
that. I
They're,
get.
they're
I get that. I get that.
disingenuous when it
PvP.
comes to Bryce.
PvP. But and it's not being disingenuous because we're gonna nick it in the
It
bud.
is pop. It really is.
PvP.
Yes, sir.
When you were driving, right? I
Yeah.
feel bad for the next man that got to come behind you. Pause.
Why
Y'all
is
know what
why
I
is
mean.
that? Why is that?
Because
Because I always kept a
because you
good bus now.
there you go. You
Yeah.
set a standard.
Hello.
That standard met the qualifications of that company and probably far and beyond, right?
Yeah.
As a Carolina Panther fan, as long as you've been a Carolina Panther fan, as long
Mm-hmm.
as all of us up here has been a Panther fan, even the new ones, there is a standard. Every
Mm.
position there is a line of you either here or you're under.
Mm-hmm.
Any position you can think of a great player that's played here in Carolina Panthers. So it's
Okay.
kind of hard to sit here and to negotiate with people
Uh-huh.
who already seen the standard
Let me
and we're
rebut that.
getting below average. So what I mean is
Mm-hmm.
why, if I've seen greatness from
Mm-hmm.
several different players, should I lower my standards?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna quote Q.
Let me
Q always
uh-huh.
says this, and I'm about to finish right here. Q always
Okay.
says this. How long do you have?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, hey, we could be
Okay.
gone tomorrow. How long
Okay.
do you
Okay.
have?
Okay.
The standard is set.
Okay. Well,
Don't
I
lower it.
mean, well,
And
that
you and
listen. That,
then this, like you say, you rep him so much, though, Prime. And then you sit there and you say, well, if he don't do this right here this year, that's it. You
well,
still going into this year right here with an if in your
no,
mind.
sir.
On
No, sir. No, sir. It's not an if. It's actually reality. But to rebut what Papa just said, which was absolutely amazing. Yeah, there was a culture, there was a tradition here, but guess the one thing that they had that Bryce Young was not given the liberty of having: a competent head coach and a competent
God
owner.
damn.
Cool.
Yeah,
So
So
listen,
who
so
was his?
so so you telling me
I
Jerry
know
Richardson,
it's tight. I
Was
know it's tight.
I should kick you out of here. You saying JR one of the competent owners. I should
So
take
one
your
thing we
ass up
can't
out
do,
of
we
here.
can't.
You said Jerry Richardson
I've seen
was a
bad
competent
coaching
owner.
before,
Don't you
and
talk that way
I've
about
seen
Mr. Richardson.
I've seen PvP. I've seen bad coaching, and I've also seen bad players too. I've seen both. I've seen even the other scenario. Let's flip it around. I've seen
Yeah.
bad coaching with good players too. I've seen it.
Well,
Guess what? Guess
sir.
where I seen it at? Hold on. Guess where I seen it at? Right here in
Well,
Carolina.
okay. Well,
I've seen
Pop.
bad coaching here and a great player. So
Mhm.
what we're doing is saying the standard still even with coaching, even the coaching has to be to a certain standard. So PPP,
Oh,
you are
and
right when
was
it
it
comes to that.
and was it Pop? Was
But
Frank
hold on.
Wright at
But coaches
standard?
coach. Hold on. No, he had the qualification to be a good coach.
You
But
right,
but but
Andrew.
but but
Here it
did but
comes.
did he
Now
do
his
it?
here,
But
res
did
now
he
his
come
do it,
resume.
Frank.
Pop?
Here
But
comes Frank.
but
Here
but
comes Frank.
but hold on. But like I said, I also threw you that nugget saying I've also seen bad coaching with good players that still rise above the occasion and do they 1 of 11.
And
So
guess
that
what Bryce Young has
that right
done,
there,
Poppin? Guess what Bryce Young has done? We
please and
saw
Found a
find
way
me.
to be mediocre.
we saw the blueprint last year where Dave Cannelli said out of his own Hispanic mouth that anything that I called, Bryce Young executed it. I didn't-
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
But
everything.
y'all don't want
Well,
to talk about that though.
And then
well,
he come out his own Hispanic mouth at the damn All Star Week or whatever it was. No, at the Super Bowl, and said, "Why did you set Bryce? Because he could not execute anything that I call.
But
Yeah,
it wasn't
I
just
tell
So
Bryce's
you,
he's a
fault though. It
hypocrite,
wasn't
goat.
it literally was
Is he a
not just
hypocrite,
Bryce's
goat?
fault. It wasn't just
Bro, it's
Bryce's.
never
yeah,
It's never
it wasn't
Bryce's
just
fault.
Bryce. Who
yeah. We
I
talking about two different
who was
time
on the bench
frames.
with him?
Go,
Who was on
go,
the
Hold
bench
up,
go,
with him,
go,
Big
hold up,
go,
Fish?
hold up,
go.
hold up,
Which
hold
one
up,
Who was
hold
on
happened
the
up,
first?
bench? Who
Go.
was
Which
on
one
the bench
happened
with him?
first?
Who
Go,
got bench, Big Fish?
go,
Who
go.
got
hold up,
What?
bench
Which
then,
go?
Big
hold up, hold
Fish?
Which
up, hold up.
statement happened
Hey,
first?
PP.
Go.
Hey, PPP, I got some. Watch this. Watch
Go
this.
ahead.
Watch this. When Andy Dalton came in, Andy Dalton was not only a help for Bryce, but also a help for Dave Canales. Because Dave Canales also said out of his own mouth, yeah, man, I didn't have checks. I didn't have the right checks yet. When Andy came in, and an experienced veteran, Andy showed him, hey, yeah, bro, you gotta fix X, Y, Z. And then
Well,
you
then
notice
check this out.
Dave
Check
Canales
this out, Big
slowly
Fish. Check this
what?
out, Big Fish. Why didn't they take the play calling from him like they did Frank? A 30-year veteran, they took the play calling from him. But
You
a
want to know
fucking
why?
second year play caller, or first year play caller, first year head coach, they let him go ahead and do it.
No, 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 no. It wasn't first year play caller.
It was
Yeah.
not.
Yes,
It,
he was.
no,
The
no, no.
second
He was
year.
not, sir.
Huh?
Second year.
So okay,
Yeah.
Second.
second year play caller.
And
He
guess
ain't
what?
called
And
for
guess
1
what?
year.
And guess what? That second year play caller just made it to the second round of the playoffs. And
Who was that?
almost won that second round of the playoffs by
Who you
one
talking about?
drive.
Who you talking about?
I'm glad you
Dave
said.
Candy
I'm
Dave.
glad you
Dave
said that. Watch this,
Canellis.
goat. I'm glad you said that because it's so funny that
Yeah.
he got to the playoffs
Mm-hmm.
with a quarterback,
Yeah.
and he's supposed to be the quarterback whisperer or guru, whatever tag they want to give him.
Mm-hmm.
But he seemed to have struggles with the number one overall pick a year before.
He didn't have no
That's
struggles.
kind of a
Hold on.
Wait. He didn't have no struggles. Bryce
hold
Young,
on.
the
Hold
last
on.
3 games of the season, 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
The GOAT just said the man got up there and said.
When did he say that?
Not. He basically what he said.
He said it at an interview. He said it in an interview.
He wasn't doing the best. He would. Yeah.
He said it. Okay, and
he had to put the team in the right situation.
So we talking about
for the team.
So we talking about 2 different time frames. That's what we talking about. We talking about when he benched him, and then we talking about after he came back. After he came back, it's 2 different time frames, my brother.
But you were the one that said. You were the one that said he said this out of his Spanish lips or whatever.
He
but
did.
he also said the same thing. So just like Be Good said, he's contradicting himself.
It's not contradicting because when you get new when you get new knowledge, you got to change your perspective.
Hey, Dave. I don't know why you're bringing that point out, because Dave literally blamed himself a part of why it failed in the beginning. He literally did. He literally said that. He said I didn't have.
He blamed it. He took the blame for the defense. That wasn't about the offense, sir. Stop that.
No, he did take the blame for the offense.
He said I did not have the checks. I did not have a checks for the safety blitz. He literally said that.
You talking about one game, Big Fish?
No. He also said. I also remember Dave Canellis saying in his amateur year, which I still think was pretty good. He even said this, that there was times where I would be tossed between 2 plays with the time running down. That's what he said. Now, if y'all want to go fact check it, I believe it was in one of those, interviews there. If you so happy you want to, go back and look at it. Yeah.
So what you telling me? So you blame Canales for Bryce's shortcomings? So you're saying your super coach that you blame, that you said is so good. So you saying he the one that fucked Bryce up?
No, you want to?
I believe that there's a go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, you want I don't know who it is that said it, but they said, how is it Canales was able to take Baker Mayfield and go to the playoffs, right? Second round of playoffs.
Because he's better.
I'm about to tell you why. I'm about to tell you why.
Because he's better.
Hold on. Before you start that sentence, hold on.
Because he's better. Because he's better.
Hold on. Before you start that
in the
sentence,
league.
you do know
Mayfield
Baker
been in the league for over 6 years by that point.
Bro, hold on, bro.
He's been in the league for over 6 years
not
by that point.
trash.
Dave
when
had
y'all
all
done,
the
I'm about to shut all that down.
Hold on. Baker is not trash. Let me speak, because I've been quiet, but bro.
Because he's better. Because Baker's better.
No, sir.
That's not why. Bro, Bryce only had 1 year of
Big
film
Fish,
in the NFL.
hold on, Big
and he was
Fish.
in a bad
You talking
situation.
about a team
What?
That's
he's
coming.
left.
You talking about a team that's coming off the win or the wings of Bruce Arians. They elevated the assistant
Man,
head or the defense.
Bruce,
Hold on.
Arians ain't coach. Bruce
You
Arians ain't
elevate.
coached
Hold
over
on.
there in
You
4
give me
years.
1 second. Give me 1 second. Go. You
Bruce Arians ain't
elevate the
coached in
defensive coordinator. You elevate defensive coordinator up to head coach. You don't change up no players. You keep the same scheme. You bring in Canellis. All he did was go from defensive coordinator to head coach Todd Bowles. You bring an offensive coordinator. You ain't getting no new quarterback. You ain't had to learn no new system. You ain't did none of that. And
You
you want to
did
sit
get
up
a new
here and tell
quarterback.
me, you want to sit
You
up here and tell me
okay,
that
go
they
ahead,
had more
Go
success than
finish. Go
Carolina?
finish.
Of course they will.
And
Okay, prime. Check this out. Hold up, fish.
Canales.
Hold up, fish. Let me rebuttal him. Okay, Baker and Canales came in at the same time, right?
No.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. So that's a new coach and a new quarterback.
Baker
A new play caller.
came in 22, 23?
No, Baker only been there 2 years and going on the 3rd year.
I thought Baker was there a year
Yeah.
before him.
No.
Okay, well,
Baker has had a new has had a coordinator every year.
But the head
coach
coach is the same, guys.
It don't matter. You
The
just
head
said.
coach is
You
the
just said.
same.
Prime, you can't have Prime. You cannot have it both. You
coach or
can't have it
coordinator,
both ways.
offensive coordinator
The
You
every
just
year.
head
said
coach
that
is
Dave Canales.
all they did. Listen, this is what y'all talk about. Oh, the team's already prepared. All we gotta do is drop Arch Manning in here, and we good to go. That's all they did. They already had a team.
Yeah, because you're taking the punk ass, weak ass quarterback, the fucking weak piece. You're breaking the weak branch off, and you're putting a stronger one up there. That's
Bryce Young is
gonna
the
take us
branch.
over the.
Bryce Young is the branch,
Yes,
the trunk, and the
Bryce
root.
Young.
You just wait.
And
Okay. How long we gonna have to wait till these leaders?
Hold
Bryce
on,
Young,
I'm
Bryce
I'm
Young, we
I'm
will lose.
I'm gonna cut that off right there.
We will
You know
lose.
what, PvP? You say that, and there's nothing wrong with being confident in how you feel. But you also said if he don't do it this year, you're done with him.
No,
So which
no,
one
no,
is
no,
it?
no, 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 no.
No, he gonna backtrack. He
You
gonna
said
backtrack off
This
that.
is
Watch
Can I
him.
say
this
this
Watch
is.
is dope?
watch
Hold
him
on, hold on,
backtrack.
hold on,
Watch
hold
him
on, hold on,
slide
hold
out.
on.
Watch him slide out. Go ahead and slide. Go ahead and
Listen. No, no,
slide.
no, 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 no,
Go
no.
ahead and
Ain't
slide.
no slide. Ain't no sliding. It's reality. This is what I've said.
Oh,
If
okay,
Bryce
so
Young
it's
does not,
reality what everybody else is saying too as well, bro.
if Bryce Young does not, well, sir, you had to go ahead and prove that I said that. But this is what I'm saying right now. If Bryce Young does not succeed in 2025, he will in fact be gone. I do believe that. I believe that.
So
Okay, so
what's
you
succeeding?
repeated
What is
yourself.
succeeding? Hold up. What's succeeding? Give me success.
Succeeding is winning more than 5 games.
Yeah, that's easy.
Go.
That's easy,
No,
Go.
Brian.
no, no,
Shit,
no. That's not. No,
Go.
that's not. No, that's not easy.
Yes, it is.
No, that's
We
not
got
easy.
the highest paid offensive line.
That's not
We
easy.
done
Go.
drafted three cycles of wide
Go.
receivers.
How is that? How is that
Uh,
easy? Go. If you
you know,
don't even believe they're gonna win more than 6.
you done went out there and got the boy 2,000-yard rushers. You know what I'm saying? Why can't he win more than 5 games?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. But I'm going with your narrative. You don't believe that they can win.
I don't believe in him, not the team.
Oh, so
Ghost
it's
saying he
not.
believes
So
in
it's
the
not
team.
easy
He just
then.
don't believe in
So
the
so so
quarterback
it's
leading
not
the
easy
charge. That's what
then.
he's saying.
So
No,
so 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 it's not
not
easy then to win more than
not with
5
a
games, huh?
quarterback, not with a quarterback that sucks. No,
Oh,
it's not.
so what you so hold on. So what you're telling me is Bryce Young, after what you saw last year, cannot perform well with new acquisitions, even though he had David Moore, he had Adam Thielen, and you sat there and watched the games with your own eyes, watching Bryce Young, even in that Philadelphia game, starting at the 1/2 yard line and putting together a drive that ultimately was 4 inches away from beating the Philadelphia Eagles. You're gonna come out
Okay.
your own mouth
Well, let's
and
talk
say you
football.
gonna come out your
Let
own
let
mouth.
let's talk football. Okay.
Let's talk
Hey,
football. Let's
Let's
Joe,
talk
talk
can
football.
football.
I
Let's
can
do
I
it.
say this right quick?
Y'all boy, hold up one second. Y'all boy, hold up one second. Let's talk football.
Let's do it.
So you're on the. Let's say you're on the 1 or 2 yard line, right?
Yes, sir.
I got you on the 1 or 2 yard line. What
Mhm.
kind of defense am I playing you? Am I pressing you or am I playing like a prevent?
9 times
Prevent.
out of 10. No, no, no,
Prevent.
no. It ain't gonna be prevent because it's not gonna be three safeties back there. So there's probably gonna be like quarters coverage.
Well, that's basically a prevent though, Prime.
Hold on, hold on.
I'm not
Quarter.
pressing you.
But we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. They had like one of the lowest pressure rates in the league because they didn't have to.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're going to play like a quarters coverage over the top,
The
right?
premise of theirs is off that the strength of that team is their front defensive line. So they're gonna come at you like that. They had the lowest blitzing percentage in the league because they beat you up front. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then we say the strength of our team is our offensive line. So that was the duel right there. So
So
he's
let me
gonna
ask you this
drive.
question, Go.
Most
So let me ask
teams
you this
that
question.
have a
Hold
strength,
on.
strong offensive line is gonna be able to drive to the 50-yard line. Then the
Going back to
defense is
football.
gonna
Going back to
tighten
football.
up,
Go.
tighten up,
Going back to
tighten up,
football.
tighten up.
That
That's
that
what I'm talking football.
that first play. You know what? Let me pull it up. Let me just pull it up real quick,
That
because
that that's
I'm,
that
I'm
that's
I
telling
really
you,
want
crazy
to
we
look
how
at
they
don't
this.
how
talk
they
I
how
want
college
to
they
see what actually
football.
that's
happened.
crazy how they take
Go.
Bryce's
Can I?
best moments and then they just try to say, oh, it doesn't matter. That's crazy.
Bro,
Yeah,
That's
nobody's
Well,
crazy.
saying that. He said
But it's okay.
I
It's
tell you
he has
what,
a
okay.
Big
good
It's
Fish.
okay.
position.
I think
I tell you,
y'all should just
I
say
tell
y'all
you what,
don't
then,
like
Big
Bryce,
Fish.
and it is
I
what
tell
it
you
is.
what you do, Big Fish. I tell you what, explain his best moments right now because that's not a whole long segment. You can
Oh, yes, it
explain that right
is.
now.
Oh,
Yes, it
hey,
is.
hey,
Come on
Explain
yes,
his
it
now.
best
Come on
is.
now,
moments
go.
right
Stop
about
that.
now.
Oh,
Stop
yes,
that.
it
I
is.
Stop that.
I give you
Go.
2 minutes.
Stop that.
I give you a
Stop.
minute and a
Go.
half.
Go.
No,
Explain
no,
his
you're
best
gonna have to
moments.
give me
Come on now.
I
five.
give you a
Give me
minute and a
five,
half.
Go.
10.
Come
That
Give
on
brings
me
now.
us to
five,
BS.
10.
I
Come
give
on
you a
Go.
now.
minute
Go.
and a half to put his best
Hey,
moments out there.
Go. His
But that's all the
highlight
fuck
reel is
he had.
44 minutes. His highlight reel is 44 minutes.
And
Let's throw a
probably half of
5 minute.
that is
That's
doing
throwing
fucking
5 yard
area,
pass.
and
Hey,
half of
go.
that is
Hey,
the
Go.
area view of
that is
Charlotte. Probably
crazy.
half of that
Go.
is the area views of Charlotte.
Hey, it
Hey,
doesn't
go.
matter
Can
The
what
I
area,
ask you
it
a
doesn't
question
matter
right
what
quick?
y'all
Go.
say. They have
Go. Can I ask you
advanced
a question
metrics
right
to
quick
prove y'all
on
wrong.
what
It
you
doesn't
was
matter.
talking about
yes, sir.
earlier about
You got
being,
the
you know what I'm
floor.
saying, but having that foundation and stuff like that as a team? I was gonna bring it back. You remember when Peyton Manning went down, right? I'm talking about for the coach, right? What was their record when they had everybody set? What, two? Then they only win like two games that year. Following you know what I'm talking about? When he I think he got hurt or something. He broke his neck or
Who
something. You know what I'm talking about? Because he didn't play a year of football that year, right?
you talking about? You
If
talking
I'm
about
not
his rookie?
mistaken.
You talking about Bryce
No,
rookie year?
no, no, no. I'm talking about the year. I think they released him, but he said he wasn't gonna play. I forgot how it went, but long story short, they didn't have Peyton Manning.
Oh,
Wait,
you talking
I
about
mean,
Peyton
what was
Manning
their
before they
record?
got
My fault. I
before
can't.
they got
I'm trying to
before they got
rush it,
Andrew Luck.
but they only won like 2 games, right? That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
when
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
wasn't playing.
When you
Oh
heard his
yeah,
neck.
Go.
When
Here we
they end
go,
up
Go.
getting
Here we go.
Andrew Luck, when they got Andrew Luck, they was only a two win team. How many games did they win the next following year when they had Andrew Luck his rookie year? Then they win like 10 to 11 games.
I can't 100% put my hand on it be good. I can't remember
But
that,
I
but it was
remember there was a
definitely 10 or
playoff
11.
team when it came down to it,
Okay,
more or less.
I don't think you
that's
All
what
I'm
remember. I
saying
don't
is
think
you
you
can have
remember.
a
Be
team,
good.
you can have your team set, but if you don't have that quarterback that actually plays up to that standard, it doesn't mean
Hey,
anything. That's all
be
I'm saying.
good.
Bryce elevated the team this past year.
Man, Bryce didn't
And
Elevated.
do
y'all
shit,
y'all ain't
man. I
gotta
don't
say
want to
that.
hear that
Y'all
dumbass
don't
shit.
gotta believe it, but it's the truth.
Elevated.
The advanced metrics prove it. Yeah, y'all can
Bro, when it
say
comes down to
y'all
all
can
the
say
metrics and
it
stuff,
doesn't matter, but it's the truth.
Bryce doesn't equate the wins or anything he does. At best, you can
That's crazy.
hope for
That's
Bryce as
crazy.
Hey,
being
That's
like
Go.
a
crazy saying
Kyler
that.
Murray, and I'm pretty sure he's not even close to being that.
Hey,
So
He's
Go.
wherever
better than
y'all
Kyler Murray.
seeing,
yes,
y'all
yes,
need
He's
to
he
better
is.
than Kyler Murray. He
reevaluate. You
beat
know what I'm
Kyler
saying?
Murray. What are you
Y'all
talking
game
about?
knowledge.
He's way
Hey,
better than
Go.
Kyler Murray.
So Go. I'm looking at that play,
Man, shut up, big fish.
and they was definitely in quarters coverage over the top, right?
Okay,
Um.
okay.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. That's supposed to negate the deep ball, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
is.
So
That's
if we're on, so if this play,
but see,
so if this
but
play
what
started,
that's go ahead.
so you would think that, I don't know, quarters coverage would probably play from, you know, the front line probably be at the 3 or the 2 yard line, and the back end will probably be at the 25. I wonder why Xavier Leggett is all the way up here at the 34. If that was quarters
That's called a
coverage
big
or
time
pre,
throw. PPP. That's what that's called.
yeah.
That's
So
called a big time throw.
Okay, okay.
yeah, yeah.
But let me tell you about situation football. Now,
Talk to me.
when I got you on the 2 or the 1 or something like that, right?
Yes, sir.
If you're not playing, like you say, you're playing Porter's coverage. If you're not playing, so you're not going to play press. You're going to keep everything from going over top. You're going to play discipline, but you still got to put the player into that equation. You see what I'm saying? Because they licking their lips. They want to get that sack in the end zone. They want to get that safety. You
Uh-huh.
understand what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
coming. So 9 times out of 10, a lot of times a good quarterback or somebody is going to catch them. You don't even really got to be a good quarterback to catch somebody, you know what I'm saying, cheating or whatever, and make them pay for it. So can he do that? Yes.
Did he do it? Yes.
But did he do it? Yes. But what I'm trying to tell you, you're not going to press until you get by to the 50-yard line. Them boys are going to come and you're going to catch them because you're going to design plays for that. They practice all week for that. That's situational football.
Well, I mean, it's interesting enough
So
that these guys
we're
at
gonna
the
drag this
time.
nigga off the field for that play.
Well, hold on, because you brought up prevent. You want to talk about football, right? So
Yeah.
let's talk about how about let's talk about football. So this whole drive consisted of nothing but passes from Bryce Young. Chunk play from the 2 to the 34. The next play was a
Hold on,
short
before you
pass.
start, PPP, how much time was left on the clock?
So I'm looking at 2 minutes 7 seconds left on the clock.
Well, go. They answer the question. You got to pass. Am I right?
Yeah,
No,
he got to pass.
wait,
We playing in a
hold.
2-minute offense. He got to pass.
Okay,
2
okay, but
minutes seven
y'all blame
seconds
y'all.
left.
Okay, it's
2
crazy.
minutes 7 seconds left. No timeouts.
And
And
you
you
want to
guys,
choose?
hold on, wait a second, wait a second. But you guys will sit up here and tell me that that's something that a quarterback is supposed to do, correct?
But look here, Prime. We
Why
done
can't
seen
that
him
answer be?
operate.
Why can't that question be
Prime,
answered?
Prime. Have we not seen him operate like that in a couple games? Because he doesn't have to really think or really go in there and do. It's like boom, boom, boom. First read, maybe second read, check down. That's what the fuck he does. I keep telling y'all that. You
Yeah,
can't play the whole game
but
like that. That's why he sucks the rest of the game.
That's crazy because
But
the
in
stats
that
don't
he
prove that.
excelled.
The stats don't show that,
yeah,
man.
Yes,
but
they
see,
do, big fish.
No,
no,
they
no,
don't.
no, they
No, they
don't, no,
don't,
they
bro.
don't. The
Stop
stats.
that.
Listen. If you're gonna sit up here and tell me we're gonna go into quarters coverage to stop the deep ball and it doesn't get stopped, whose fault is that? I'm not going to wait. When you're telling me that you're on the 2 yard line and you want to prevent the quarterback who everyone calls trash from getting the ball into the end zone and you shot 4 inches away from doing that,
Let me
whose
let me
fault
let
is
me let me.
that?
Let me
Hold on.
I'm gonna
Let me
throw
ask
I'm
you,
gonna throw
did they
an alley oop.
score?
I'm gonna throw an alley oop to my man Logic. Just came in.
Yeah, let's do
Logic.
it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing?
Wonderful name,
Okay.
too.
Now the Eagles. Are you familiar with that team?
Absolutely.
I say, what's the weakest part of that defense?
Secondary.
Thank you.
But that doesn't mean anything. They have
It
they
Yes,
don't
have
the
the
mean
fuck
best
it
nothing.
do.
they have
It
one
Yes,
of
the
the
mean
fuck
best
it do,
nothing.
defense in the
nigga.
league.
Every time this
No,
nigga come on, it's a weak damn secondary. You stupid. You
like
crazy.
like
You crazy
even hey
motherfucker.
hey
Every time
hey,
the nigga perform, it's against a weak secondary.
bro, there's not a weak
Did he
That's
say?
what
secondary.
Did
What
he
are
that's
you
say
what I'm
that
trying
talking
to
go? Did
tell
he
about?
you.
just say that go?
What are you
That's
Oh,
what
he
he
did
just
talking
not
said.
say
about?
that.
That's crazy.
That's what he just said.
Hey, hey,
Go,
That's one thing Panther fans are good at doing that, man. They're good at
go,
breaking their
go.
neck to find ways to
Let's
discredit the
go back
coach.
to football, go. If you
PPP, you
are
can't
on
agree
the
with
That's
that.
two
what
Okay,
yard line
I'm
where
just making sure,
the
PPP.
line
I'm
of
just making
scrimmage is
sure
at
you
the
don't
two
agree with that,
yard
right?
line, go, right? Go. The line of scrimmage is at the 2 yard line. I'm looking at safeties coming back from the 45 after they allowed Bryce Young to get past the linebackers in quarters coverage. They allowed Xavier to get all that. That ain't that. Listen, that's their fault. They was in a prevent defense, like you said. You want to call it? That's fine. Quarters coverage, whatever. It's supposed to
what I
stop
told.
that.
That's what I told you earlier.
It's supposed to stop that. Go. That's the
But you,
point.
you
It
but you
didn't
trying to
stop
get
it.
after your
Go.
man. But you
Go.
try
It
if they'd have
go.
pressed him, if they'd have put their ears down and pressed that nigga, do you think we'd have got up there?
Whose fault is
They
that?
don't
Go.
they don't respect him.
That's
Go.
crazy.
Whose fault is
That's crazy.
that? If they didn't respect them, they would have blitzed them.
Exactly.
Go,
Right, you
go,
Exactly.
talked a lot.
If
go.
they
I
did
get
You
not
where you're
talked a
coming
respect him,
lot.
they would
from
have
You
on
blitzed
talked a
that
him.
lot.
situation.
You
Exactly.
When you
talked
don't
a
take
lot.
the
No, I'm gonna talk to
quarterback
you.
shit,
I'm
of
gonna
course
talk
you're
right
gonna
to
play
you.
off
Lot
like
talk.
that.
No, I'm gonna
You
talk
talk a
right
lot.
to
A lot
you.
of talking to me, man.
No, I'm
Hey,
gonna
Talk a
talk
lot.
right
listen.
to
Talk a
you.
You
lot and
know,
be
No,
good.
I'm gonna
you
talk
know
Talk a
the
right
lot
to
D
you.
led
and be good, man.
the
Talk a lot
in
and be
punt
No, I'm
good,
gonna
man.
talk right
point
to
point
you
per
And
because
y'all
you
point
don't.
know
per
I'm
game.
right.
Do you know we led the league up there along with Houston and New Orleans Saints for punts per game in 2024?
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
already aired out
I
that.
said
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah,
said
yeah.
that
Yeah,
earlier.
so
Carolina,
does that not
Logic.
so how much of that you guys putting on Bryce and the
Yeah, we've
team and
already went through
the
that
line?
logic.
They
Well,
blame the offensive line,
I just feel like y'all need to go back
Logic.
to it because you keep talking about wanting to give everybody else the blame for stuff and not wanting to talk about the focal point, the guy they say is the leader of
Logic.
the
If you would
team.
like for me to elaborate on that, I'll take a minute to go ahead back and say that. If you're asking me, whose fault is it when the team goes 3-0? I say it's collective effort.
Nah, you
And,
blame the line
and
at
that's
first, PPP.
and that's your answer there,
No,
my brother Logic.
PPP, you blame the line. I heard you earlier, so don't do that. Let's start again.
No, sir, I didn't blame the
Oh
line.
yeah, you did. You tried to
Yeah,
skate
you
No,
did.
around it,
Yeah,
no,
but you
you
no,
did.
did.
no,
Can't
no,
you go
Yeah,
no,
ahead
I
you
and
did
did.
elaborate?
not.
Yeah,
No,
you
I
did.
did
Yeah,
not.
yeah, you
Yeah,
No,
did.
you
no, I
Yeah,
did.
did
yeah, you
not,
did.
Yeah,
sir,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
sir,
you
did.
did.
sir, sir,
Yeah, you
sir,
did.
sir, sir,
Yeah, you
sir. I
did.
did not blame the
Hey,
line.
You want to give
look
everybody else
at.
blame, but
Hey,
you don't want to be
PPP.
real about the
Excuse me,
Hey,
sir.
quarterback
I'm gonna hit
Logic,
you like a
and
bill
logic.
what he
Let's
collector.
can and
talk.
can't
I'm gonna hit
do.
you like
Logic.
a.
Let's
Hey,
talk
Prime.
logically
I'm gonna hit
here.
you like
Let's
a bill collector.
Every
This is a
time, hey, you know
recorded
what? That's
line.
my name.
This
That's
is a
why that's why we
recorded
call you
logic.
line.
Let's
that.
talk logically
This
here.
is a
Now, I did.
recorded line. I'm gonna hit you like a
Yes,
bill
sir. Yes,
collector.
sir. Every time,
I'm gonna hit you
go.
like a
Every
bill
time I talk
collector.
online, it's recorded. And guess what?
This
I
is a
don't shy back.
recorded line.
I don't shy back on what I say. Now, what
Blame
I
the
did.
offensive
Now,
line.
You habitual, you
what I
habitual
did say
backtracker. We
was
didn't
this.
know. So go
Now,
ahead.
ho. Now, what I did say was this. I said that it's a collective effort. Then I went down the line and I started talking about if the quarterback was to win, it would be a quarterback's win. And then we talked about where did the term game winning come from? Game winning point, game drive, game winning drive, where that stuff came from. I did not put the onus on top of the offensive line. You guys brought up the offensive line stat. I told you that I don't
I just want
agree
to
with
know
that.
when you gonna start blaming your quarterback for the mistakes and things that he makes. I just want to
Well,
know.
sir, logic? If you go to another wonderful podcast called Panthers Prime Podcast, I probably got a lot of videos on there where I have blamed him. It just takes a little bit
He'll
of
blame
liberty to go back and look.
he'll blame Bryce when Jesus walked. That's when it happened. You know
See, I think a lot of
Oh,
people
oh, wow. All right, all right.
get
That
it
is, that is.
misunderstood, and this
Hey,
is
Pop,
just the
Pop, Pop,
the
do
culture.
this
Yeah.
for me right quick. Read that super chat there, Pop.
Oh, okay.
From the real
The real
HHNT.
HHNT with the $5, my brother. He said,
Read
I
the
need to see
money.
at least 9 wins. At least 6 needs to be because of Bryce. Accepting 6 wins next isn't standard. Their bets saying playoffs, not 6 wins. Appreciate that money, the real
And you know what?
HNT.
And you know what? Prime. I can
Yes, sir.
respect that. I can respect
I
that.
can too.
If six of them is on his monkey ass, I can respect that.
Now
How
go.
many?
Now go. Let me
How
ask you
many?
this,
How
go. Let
many
me
was
ask you
on
this,
him
go.
this year? Go. How many?
2.
One maybe.
Yeah. And you guys wonder why I question your positions.
But that's fine. Question it.
Yeah, I
You
know.
ain't
One
Yeah, I
wrong
maybe.
with
know.
that.
When
PvP
you
One.
money.
going into
That's what
overtime and
we're
Chuba
all
Hubbard
we're all
going a
look.
whole drive, get
Excuse me,
most of the
sir.
runs, and he might have
Excuse.
thrown the ball one time.
Well,
But then at
hold
the
on.
end of the
PvP.
game, they talk
We
about
Hold on.
question
Excuse me,
PvP.
sir.
Bryce
We
Young
question
did
we
this and that, bro. At the end of the
Hold on.
day, he
Excuse me,
had
sir.
little to nothing to do with them overtime wins, and we need to stop that.
Excuse me, sir. I don't care how you feel about it.
I don't care how you feel about it. So we
Yeah.
even there.
Well, guess
So we
what?
even there, buddy.
Guess what? We both agree on something. The point is, I don't. It doesn't matter whether or not overtime it was on Chuba or not. All right. And I know the game that you're talking about is the Cardinals game. You may not have alluded
No.
to it.
He talking about a New York game. Talking about a
Thank
New
Oh,
you.
York game.
Thank you. I appreciate you,
Talking
Go.
hey,
about
I
there
that
was
appreciate
Texas.
two.
somebody knowing
Talking
what
about
you're
Well,
that
talking
hey,
about.
Texas.
I
hey,
appreciate
there
you,
Talking
was
about
Go.
that
two
Texas.
overtime games. Was there? Actually, it was 3
And
overtime
both of them
games.
had nothing to do with
And
little to nothing to do with Bryce. So
excuse
yeah.
me, sir. Excuse me. It's not about the fact of overtime. All right,
It
it's
is
not.
because you have a quarterback
No,
who
it's
can't
not.
win you a game outright. We have not
Listen,
dominated anybody anybody. We got to go to overtime to win games.
Let me ask you a
You
question,
understand
sir.
what that sound like?
Let me ask you a question, sir.
And punt a lot. And punt a lot.
Let me ask you a question, sir. Let me ask you a question, Logic. After that fumble was committed by the Giants, how many yards did it take for us to get in the field goal range, sir?
I don't know. I guess you're gonna tell me.
No, I mean, You should know. I mean, you're bringing up the fact that Bryce Young had nothing to do with it, so I thought you should know that.
I mean, Bryce Young had little to nothing to do with any of those
Excuse
things.
me, sir. I asked you a specific question. How many yards were the Carolina Panthers out of field goal range when that fumble was committed?
I don't know. I guess you're gonna tell me. I don't see it hanging right here in front of my
I'll
face.
give you 30 seconds to find out, and then we'll go.
I'm not searching shit. At the end of the
Okay.
day, I'm not about
That's
to be
cool.
sitting here glazing
That's
this
cool.
boy when he did
That's
little
cool.
to nothing for this organization.
Tell us,
Yeah.
were you
I'm not
enlightening us,
doing it.
Prime? Were you
Yeah.
enlightening us?
Well,
Oh,
I
how many
believe
there
it.
was?
I believe it happened after a punt.
No, don't believe shit. Don't believe
Hold on,
nothing
sir.
now.
Hold on, sir.
Don't
Did
believe
or
a damn
didn't?
thing.
Don't give me no
Give me
believe.
stats.
Check this out. Check this out.
Give
Check
me
this out.
stats.
Check
Don't
this out. Check
believe.
this out. Check this out.
I believe
No.
I can
Because
fly.
no. Check this
I
out. Go.
believe.
Go.
I
It
can
happened
fly.
on second down. Go.
I can touch the sky.
It
Don't
happened on
believe shit.
second down. Go. They were still on this side of the 50. Eddie Pinheiro is good from at least 45.
No, he ain't.
So, come on, sir. Come
Well,
on, sir.
listen.
He at least
Well,
good for
listen.
45, Bob.
Well,
45.
listen. That's
He
why we
can at
got
least do
rid.
45.
That's why we got
Pop,
rid of that.
Pop,
He can at
That's why
least
we
do
got rid of that.
45.
Good
That's why we
God,
got
Pop.
rid of that.
But
Pop on this
PvP,
nigga head. No, he
listen,
ain't.
I know where you're going with
No,
this,
yeah.
What I'm saying
football,
is this. Listen. If we want to talk football, let's talk football. There was no need for the Panthers. There was no need for the Panthers to go out there and go into a spread offense when they're already on their side to go in and score the game winning field goal. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't line up. Go. You're a football savant. You know football. You coaching. If you just got a fumble, you gonna run that ball. You gonna take little short dink and dunk. You already in field goal range. So don't sit up here and tell me anything about that was Chuba Hubbard. It was laid up for them to win that game with a field goal.
Well, look, check. This is what I did. Now
Hold
I
on,
watched that.
hold on, go. We got some more money out there. Some more money out there.
Okay, go ahead, cause I can. Yeah.
I can't pull it up, but it's from the real HHENT. Once again, we appreciate that $5. He says Raiders, Andy, Saints Collective, Giants Chuba, Cardinals Chuba Bryce, and Falcons Bryce. Just my opinion. Wait on a big win, not close or OT. Now, this is one thing I'm going to say because I understand PvP is trying to change how the culture of the NFL has been since over 100 years. But at the end of the day, if your quarterback wins or if the team wins, it goes all the love goes to the quarterback. If the team lose, it goes all the way to the quarterback. He's the leader of the team. That's just what it is. There's no need to trying to change it. If you try to reinvent the wheel, it is what it is, brother.
So let me ask you this
I'm
question,
sorry.
Pop. So let me ask you this question, Pop. Last year, 2023, Bryce versus Atlanta. Who won that game?
2023 when we went against Atlanta there was the opener, right?
No, sir. I'm talking about week 15 in the rain. The game where tickets was $2.12.
We won that game, I believe.
The Atlanta quarterback for throwing that
Who won that
interception.
game, though? Who won that game, sir?
Quarterback. What was his name? That quarterback from Atlanta for throwing that interception.
Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter.
Who won that game for us?
God, no. Come on, man. That game was
that's not my point.
Game.
My point is that's how it goes in the NFL. You're trying to reinvent it.
No, sir, I'm not. I'm not. Pop, that's not what I'm doing, Pop. But I just asked Goat this question before you came on stage, and my brother Goat, who's going down 95, doing 85, said it was Eddie Pinheiro who won that game. So, sir, it seems like y'all got varying opinions on your podcast here.
Well, what I'm saying that was not a quarterback duel, Prime. That they had 2 field goals and we had 3. It was 6-9.
Yeah. Well, I guess QB duel is subjective, right?
No, it's mean.
No,
it's shootout.
A QB duel to me is that man putting that in his arm and throwing touchdown.
Yeah, to you, subjective.
Yeah,
to you, subjective. Yeah, to you.
Well, I mean, if you would ask the chat, I think they would probably say about the same. Everybody on the panel would say about the same. Not
But guess
not a
what?
nigga getting it
But guess what, Go?
to the 30-yard line and the field goal kicker go ahead and put it through the upright.
But
That ain't
guess
a
what?
quarterback doing to me.
But guess what, Go? I don't care if you had 30 billion people. If you had one person of that 30 billion people who had a different opinion, guess what, my brother? It's subjective. That one
And go
person
and
out of
that's
that
the
30
reason why
billion
the
is a
quarterback is
jackass.
6-22 right now. Because of that subjective opinion of yours.
There you go.
Yeah.
That
6-22.
one person out of 30
Yeah.
billion is a
Yeah.
straight up
I
jackass.
told you it's a standard, bro. It's a standard that got to be met. And if it ain't that, we wouldn't be. Listen, if he was reaching the standard or meeting the standard, we wouldn't be talking about him right now. We'll be talking about somebody else, right?
Well, I think Bryce Young did a lot in that. And listen, I go back to actually the live that Q and Goat did. Yeah, I was in the trees watching, and Goat didn't believe nothing Q was saying. But he was reading off some really, really good stats that I got right here.
That was
You know,
that ESPN article. Is that what you're referring to?
yeah, and a couple other things too. A couple other things. And a
Listen,
couple.
PvP. At the end of the day, we can all say that he played better. Yes, he played better, but
Elite.
it's not the type of football that of QBing that get me to the edge of my seat. Like, oh wow, like I'm not about to just it don't make me want to throw on my jersey a little bit more faster because he's improving. We have been in this
Kenny.
struggle. Hold on. We'd have been in this struggle for 8 years, 9 years going on now. Is that right, Logic? Is it 9 years now? About 9 years, right?
Something like that.
Well,
About
I'll
9 years, bro.
I'll say
That's a
this, my
long
brother.
time. Hold on, but that's a long time just from an organization standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And Panther fan watching, that's a long time. People are going to be frustrated, especially when you've given up what you've given and you don't see anything back from what you paid for. You know what I'm saying? From a fan perspective.
You ain't paid nothing. Yeah,
Oh
you ain't
yes,
paid a
yes, I
thing.
did. It's called. You want me to send? You want me to send you this cable bill? It's called cable.
Yeah, you ain't pay a
Yeah.
goddamn
All this.
thing.
Yes, I did. The
But
streaming. Yes, I did.
just
I
like
paid.
I ain't just look. Them boys get millions of dollars. All right.
You think you
We
hold on PvP. You telling me
hold
PvP, you telling me that
on,
each
my
team
brother.
don't
Hold on,
get
my
a
brother.
percentage hold on. These networks don't break off any of these teams a percentage of these contracts they get on all these streaming platforms. Tell me they don't.
Hold on, my brother.
So I paid.
You ain't paid for Bryce Young nothing. That's first and foremost.
Okay.
Secondarily, Kitty said that when she see Bryce Young become elite, she gonna piss her pants. Well, Kitty, get your diapers ready because there's gonna be a whole lot of pissing going
And
on this
define
year.
elite.
I'm gonna tell you
Define
that right
elite.
now. It's gonna
Please,
be
thank
Define
you,
elite,
thank you, young
PvP, because
Pharaoh.
your
Yeah,
definition,
please.
our definition
because
different.
Bryce Young is going to show the whole entire league why he was drafted number one.
No, I say give me stats. Like saying give me a specific numbers.
You said
What's
what now?
elite? What
What's
is
elite?
elite in your eyes? Give me specific numbers because I know you like saying them words and stuff, but you don't really give me the numbers for it.
Describe what
I mean,
elite
what's
numbers
elite?
look like to you.
Yeah, I believe that Bryce Young is going to succeed over 4,000 yards passing. I believe he's going to have over 25 touchdowns through the year. I believe that he's going to take us to the playoffs. I believe that he's going to do what those people say he couldn't do, which is hit the medium to long balls, just like we saw against the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay, where it was very, very little effort to throw 50 yards, which is something that you guys said he had no cannon to do or no arm to do.
He don't.
I,
That ball was flying in the air.
So
He just
25
Can't he do it
touchdown is
well,
elite
consistently?
hold
stat.
on. You asked me. You asked me
Why
20,
my
can't he do it
25
subjective.
touchdown become
consistently,
a
though,
You
bro?
asked me my subjective answer. My subjective answer. Why don't you let it all get out, sir? Thank you. Yeah, I do believe that we'll be a pass first team this year. I do believe that.
That is the worst thing we could possibly do
No,
for this
no, let him.
no,
I
Bryce
want to
Young.
hear it. So when
Yeah,
I
yeah,
ever
no.
yeah, yeah,
jump
yeah,
on
yeah,
this
yeah.
podcast, I
Logic,
gonna bring it
logic.
up.
They asked for
Wrong,
my opinion.
wrong,
Yeah.
wrong,
I'm trying to help you because you
Pass.
putting yourself. You make it.
wrong,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You've been talking
wrong.
crazy all night. Continue.
Logic.
Continue.
I've been on this thing for 2 years, and I kind of don't care what people think. I don't. I gave 11-6 last year.
hold on, Prime.
we
Hold
obviously
on.
know you don't
And
care.
you
Hold
question,
on.
and you question. Hold on. And you
We
hold on.
clearly said that.
Now hold on,
Hey,
logic. Now he just said 10 minutes earlier.
hold on. I'm glad Kitty came up here. Hey, Kitty, can you find that bet that me and Panther Prime have?
I got it right here.
I don't need it from you. I want it from my stenographer.
It's two of them. One's a
PPP did not
150
read.
bet. Go ahead.
You did not read what I said. I put in the damn chat that I would not piss on Bryce if he was on fire.
Well, guess what? Guess what, Kitty? When you see him, it's gonna be so shocking you might do it.
Nope, never gonna happen. All right, so the bet for GOAT is let's see, on PPP, it's 150 that we make the playoffs according to PPP. That's to GOAT.
Yep. And what's the other one?
Hang on, I'm looking. I got a lot written down here.
No, you good. Yeah, it's the one with the injury clause in it.
Well, thank you. Hey, PPP, I want to thank you for you brainwashed one of my cousins. I'm gonna win some easy money because of you. Thank you. I thank you for that.
Oh my gosh, man.
It's the 500.
It's 500.
Yeah,
Yes,
500.
it's 500 to GOAT that Bryce throws for 3,800 yards. But if Bryce gets injured before week 10, the bet is off. If he's injured after week 10, the bet is still on.
There we go.
Okay. So you said now these are words that came out your mouth just a while ago. You said 4,000 yards.
I believe that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. They asked me what do I feel is elite. So my base for elite is I believe he's going to do 38, but I believe he'll throw over 4,000 this year. I believe we'll be a pass. I believe we'll be a pass first team. With the ability to run the ball and because guess what? In order for you to be really, really successful in the NFL, you got to be able to do both really, really well. So I do
PPP, while you
believe.
talking about that, can I ask you this? Since that's your standard, would you say Tua is elite? I'm just asking you. Is he elite in your eyes? The
I
Miami
haven't
quarterback.
I haven't really watched a lot of Dolphins football. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay. I was just wondering when it comes down to that.
Yeah, I haven't really watched a lot of Dolphins football over the past 2 years.
Because
I
be
remember
honest, that 4,000,
the
that's
last
your words. Meaning, hold on,
the
I'm about to
last
jump
game I
off.
remember seeing from the Dolphins was playoffs in Buffalo, I think, with a backup
I was
quarterback.
just gonna say this. I think, be honest, 4,000 yards and 25. That's kind of this standard for this. I say this. I say good at best, but I wouldn't call that elite. But shout out to y'all. But
Okay.
hey, go look at those numbers.
I just
PPP. I'm talking about the Tua numbers. I'm talking about when he got Western College, and see if people really call him elite or not.
No, nobody
May
calls
change your
Tua elite.
narrative
I
on
can
that
go ahead and tell you that
4,000.
now.
I'm just saying. I'm just
Nobody
gonna say
calls
that.
Tua elite. Nobody.
Okay. Good.
But that's the thing, logic. I all respect, but PvP say, well, I question, you know what I'm saying, y'all when it comes to certain things, but he jumped out the window last year with the 10-6.
No, sir.
So,
No, sir. It was 11-6 actually.
God,
11-6.
he went up one.
Yeah. Don't
hold on,
shortchange. Don't shortchange me now. Say the
I
whole
won't
thing.
shortchange you.
Don't shortchange me.
My bad. I want to make sure you get all the extra
I said
seasoning
earlier,
on it.
as I said earlier, me and Prime is good. We got each other's phone numbers. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying? We
sir.
talk.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, we're gonna link up. And the first time I'm gonna see him is at the Jacksonville game.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like
sir.
that. It's not like, other stuff that's going on around here. If we got anything, I feel as though we can call each other
Oh yeah.
and hash it out. I'm gonna talk junk about his as get the word as he see things
Yeah.
in this Panther universe. I'm gonna
Yes,
talk
sir.
junk about that. I'm not talking junk about him. But I'm talking the way he sees this football, you know what I'm saying, coming out. And
Yes,
we
sir.
bet on it
Yeah, no.
because
Yeah.
he's got a stance and I got a stance
Yeah.
of where this team should be and where it's at and who plays on it. So
Absolutely.
therefore it ain't no, you know what I'm saying, this and that going on right here. It's just the friendly bets
Oh yeah.
and two disagreements.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and go. I'm not trying to say talk about PvP because I'm cool with PvP. You know what I'm saying? I can email
Oh
him
yeah.
anytime. We can always chop it up, and we always have great conversations. But I was just saying when he made that comment, I was like, well, PvP, we kind of been, you know what I'm saying, on point with the predictions and stuff. We can't be too far off of what we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I got you. I understand. You know, it's just,
But
it's all this is
it's all
just, you know,
fun.
yeah, it's all fun. It's all fun, man. That's all, man.
I know
But
you got some shock value stuff coming up. I know you're gonna say some
hey,
great
you see,
things
I
that are
got it
gonna
scheduled already,
inspire.
right?
I already know, and I think I already know what you're gonna say. But
Hey,
at the end of the day, you know, we want to win, but at the same time, over here, Black Hat, we do want to win. It's just hard to say we can totally see it
yeah, no,
with
absolutely.
Bryce because, like I said, the standard hasn't been met quite yet. Like I said,
Right.
I think we all agree said that he played better. Cool. I'm pretty sure it's 100% on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know if he's gonna go to the next level. I can't sit here and say that.
Yeah, I understand completely. You know, I get it. You know, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of this. You know, when we left out of 2003 with losing both games with 0-0, I could understand the position that many people took, that the next season wasn't going to be nothing. And unlike my position, you all was right. We started the season off horribly. But this year we finished the season off very, very strong. Very strong. To the tune of 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 7 in the air, 3 on the ground. So for me personally, I gotta hang my hat on what I saw last from Bryce and how this team has done in free agency, how we've fixed this defensive, in my opinion. We've drafted all the needs that we needed to have, and we got in free agency what we need. Now, I do have a couple questions about maybe cornerback and safety. I think linebacker were good. I think defensive line, I think nose were good. I like Cam Jackson a lot. I like Tashawn Wharton. I like Bobby Brown. I like all these guys that we got, you know. And then I think moving on from Jadeveon Clowney was the best thing we could do to get these young guys at the edge rush position, you know, some burn early to really put a stamp or a staple on this team. But I hang my hat on what the Panthers have done and what Bryce Young and the continuity that was conjured up in the last couple weeks of the season. Even in a loss against Kansas City, a loss against the Bucks, and a loss against the Eagles, I saw a different type of team. Even from Denver, I saw a different Bryce. Now, many people would say Bryce Young just threw the ball up, but Bryce Young wasn't doing that before.
I'm glad.
You
You
know,
know what?
so
And I'm glad.
yeah,
I'm glad you referenced Denver
yeah.
because both Cephas Knicks kicked his ass. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
then you wanna bring up them raggedy ass numbers. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You wanna
yeah.
stick your chest out on them raggedy ass numbers.
Real
You know what
big.
I'm saying? 12 games.
Wasn't
Both
J.C.
Cephas
Horn
played.
pissed because Sean Payton was running up the score on us?
Yeah,
Yeah. And then Bo Cephas only played in like 12 or 13 games, but he had 29 touchdowns
yeah.
as
Good
a
for him.
rookie.
Yeah, good for him. I mean, he had, in
Oh,
my
now that's
opinion.
good for him.
Now,
But you gonna bring
okay.
up
Let me
them
ask you this
raggedy ass
question.
numbers.
Go. Let me ask you this question. Like, take the NFC bias away. If you had to pick between Sean Payton and Frank Wright for a head coach, who you
Look
picking?
at that. Now you bringing up Frank.
I'm,
I
I'm,
ain't
I'm,
talking
I'm,
about
I'm,
Frank.
I'm just saying. I'm
Y'all
just
had
saying.
Dave Canales. Y'all
I'm just
had
saying.
Dave
I'm just saying.
Canales.
No, if you
You
had a
just
choice to
had Dave.
pick
You done
between the
had Dave
two,
Canales for the last 2 years. Frank is gone. Frank gone.
I'm
Frank
just
been gone
saying,
2 years.
if you had a choice to pick between the two, which coach would you pick? I'm just asking that.
I'm gonna pick Sean. You know I'm gonna pick Sean.
I know you're gonna pick Sean. I know you're gonna pick Sean. We
You know
all
I'm
gonna
gonna pick
pick
Sean.
Sean.
But why you bring Frank up?
But
Frank
Sean
ain't
had
been
the
here 2
pleasure of
years.
picking his own quarterback. Frank didn't.
Hey, go. They want to answer that question.
Frank ain't been here 2 years. The first thing they gonna holler is Frank.
But Frank is the reason why we hate it
No, he ain't.
sometimes.
No, he ain't. Bryce Young
Yeah,
is.
Frank Wright was that
Frank is
reason.
not. Bryce Young is the reason.
How?
Pretty
Bryce,
please,
Bryce
Bryce
Young
Young.
didn't ask to be in Carolina.
Hey, hey, go. Since we on this,
Yeah.
this whole Denver crap, uh, are you picking Bo Cephas or you picking Bryce Young?
Bo
Bo
Cephas.
Cephas?
Bo Cephas.
Bo Cephas, a
All
rookie,
day.
a rookie.
The one that goes to the
All
line
day.
foaming at the mouth.
All day.
Yes,
Every
sir.
day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of faith in Bryce this season, man, and you know, he's going to have to show me something otherwise. And guess what? If he does, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to hit that live button. I'm going to talk about it. I ain't going to shy away.
And when he does it,
And if he does not do bad, I'm gonna talk about it. If he does do bad, I'm gonna talk about it. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about all. I don't shy away from that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. People think because your angle don't work out that you need to go high. No, that's the best time to come on out. Because guess
No,
what?
no,
Them
no, you
comments
shouldn't.
gonna be going off, and YouTube gonna be like, "Oh, they like this content." Yeah,
yeah,
come on
that's
through.
for sure. That is for
Because
come,
sure.
come on through. Tell me how bad I was.
everybody,
Yeah.
everybody has a opinion.
Yes,
The
sir. That
commentators
thing
that
be
make
on
millions
fire.
of dollars, commentators that make millions of dollars, they don't know what they're talking about half the time. They don't know what they're
Hello.
talking about half the time.
And you see them comments, but Stephen A, you said this. Stephen A may read that comment, keep going like he ain't see nothing.
They ain't seen it.
Ain't
Ain't
seen
even
All
it.
see
day.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At the
man.
end of the day,
As he should. That's that
I
man
still got the
opinion.
same vibe with Bryce Young. I need to see more. I'm not convinced that what I saw at the end of the year is going to translate over. If it does, all well and good. You do
Yeah.
not want this dude struggling in year 3, and you got everything you need at
Yeah,
this
that's
point.
true. That's true,
So
Logic. That's
if it
true.
translates, then everybody we're gonna shut their mouth, and we're gonna try to see if we can get back to what we know is good Carolina football. If we
Mm-hmm.
don't see that, then we still in the transition of finding the replacement and finally getting it. Y'all, we've been searching for a quarterback since 2017. Now, some people feel like we got it. Some people feel like we don't yet. We need to be able to be at a point where it's no longer a question. And to me, it's still a question. So
Yeah,
once we
well,
figure
I
this
blame
year,
I
gonna figure it
blame
out.
Matt Rule. Matt Rule started all this.
I mean, there was a lot of destruction going on in Carolina. Them
Yeah.
years were some dark times.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think right now because I ain't gonna lie, y'all know I wanted CJ Stroud, and all of us said if we got CJ Stroud, we gonna make it. And because we picked the opposite,
mm-hmm,
we taken all of almost 10 years of frustration. Teddy
mm-hmm,
Bridgewater,
mm-hmm.
what's his name? Taylor Heineke.
Yeah,
What's his name? Sam Darnold. We taking all this frustration
mm-hmm.
from that time period, and we dumping it right on Bryce Young. That's what we doing.
It wasn't. Hey,
As
no,
it's supposed to be. It was
Prime.
supposed to be
To
the
be fair,
y'all put him up
to
at the safe.
yeah, to be fair, it wasn't just like just find a random person and throw it on there. It was these all had layers to it. Now,
It,
like
it,
you
it
said,
did. It did.
it.
It did.
I
It
mean,
did.
if we would have just kept Teddy Bridgewater until we found a quarterback, we might have been all right. I didn't
Yeah.
like some of the stuff he did, but there wasn't no reason to go and start putting, other people, get rid of him, grab another one, get rid of him.
They
We were doing
cut
a
they cut
quarterback
him after a
carousel.
year, bro. I was
That
like,
that was
what?
crazy. They should have done. Then
That
you
was
get Sam Darnold
crazy.
and you go give his 5th year option before he ever throw a ball for us. Like what we doing now? Come on
Oh,
now.
and let me tell you the other thing that pissed me off. We had a running back that was on the practice squad. I can't not remember his name, but he left Carolina. This was in like the 2021, maybe 2021 season. And
Mm-hmm.
I think he left and went down to Atlanta. I cannot remember
You talking
his
about
name.
Mike, what was his name? Mike something, y'all.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but you know what I'm talking about though,
I
Goat.
know
That
I know
Yeah,
brother,
what you
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
man.
It's Mike something other.
Yeah, I gotta
I know
look
you
it
talking
up,
about.
but man, he was good, man. And we
And we just
let
didn't. Yeah,
him go. I'm like,
yeah,
what are we doing?
yeah.
Well, see
Mike
what it was,
Davis.
Brian.
Mike Davis. There it
Mike
is.
Davis, Mike Davis.
Mike Davis.
Well, see,
Man.
you had a lot of okay. One thing, just like y'all was talking about earlier, you had David Tepper coming. You had new ownership. Y'all got to look at what we went through in that little small span.
Mm-hmm.
New ownership, new coaching. You're trying to find. You just come in with new management. Everybody done been through it at a prospective job where they just come in and shake up the room. And that's what Tepper did after 2 years with Ron Rivera and everybody else in there. Everybody was on pins and needles anyway. You can't run an organization like that. Because I tell y'all all the time, it's management, your GM, your head coach, and your quarterback. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Once you get
Mm-hmm.
rid of Cam Newton, you see what I'm saying? You break that chain right there. You don't have no quarterback. Then your GM didn't know if he was coming and going with Marty Hernan. You know what I'm saying? Because Tepper wanted to get rid of him. So that chain ain't never. Right now is the first time, only because he's letting these guys be here, where that chain is not broken or is not sitting there flimsy. With Dave Canales, Dan Morgan, him sitting there. If we go back to the film, what we were looking at the blueprint today, he didn't really. It was points where you could see it was like David Tepper still running this room right here. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, everything was pointing to take McMillan. I don't think it was never came down to anything where they were gonna make a choice between somebody else unless somebody grabbed Tech McMillan that was above us. So it was a unanimous decision right there that Tech McMillan, and we all know that Tech McMillan was coming to Carolina for Bryce. We all know that. Third year
Yeah,
in a
Ted
row we
said
grab
himself
a
that he jumped up and down on the table for him.
for him. Yeah, exactly. Third year in a row we get a receiver because he come running up there to the office and say, "I need this guy right here." Your daddy said you needed Leggett. Federer said you needed Mango. When is he gonna win us something? Maybe this year. Maybe.
Yeah. I also think a lot of the hate comes from the fact that right before we got Bryce, we had won 7 games, and we were in a middle spot where everybody felt like if we make the right decisions moving forward, this might be, that leap forward that we've been waiting on.
Yeah.
And we went completely backwards.
And the biggest thing, what was the biggest thing, Logic? With a quarterback.
With
We just
quarterback.
missing a
Yeah.
quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause we started 3 that year. The same year that you talking about that we won 7 games. We started 3 quarterbacks. Don't forget that, y'all. Then you go out there and mortgage the farm, and he ain't. You have to admit it though, Prime. He hasn't stood up to the billing.
Well, I listen. I think the one thing that we have to also understand is this. That's a tall bill. That's a bill that not only did Bryce Young inherited, but he added on, and other people added on, and now we're saying that he must pay the full thing out of pocket, no payment plan.
We done seen other people do it.
Well, we're talking about
Jalen Daniels
Carolina.
did it last. Jalen Daniels
You
did
see,
it
you see,
last year.
you see what I'm talking. You see what I'm talking about. You see what I'm talking about. But Jaden
Both
Dan,
did it.
but Jaden
CJ did it
Daniels.
the year before.
But Jaden Daniels has foundation. He has a head coach in Dan Quinn. He had the head coach who didn't sit here and say, "Well, maybe I'll pass it on to the offensive coordinator by week 4, week 5, week 6." It wasn't until week 7 against the Houston Texans that Frank Wright gave the thing over to Thomas Brown for him to go ahead and start calling
And it didn't
plays.
look no better. Did it look better? Did it
Uh,
look better?
did we win?
Did it look better?
Does Bryce Young own a win on CJ Stroud? Yes or no?
God, y'all going.
I
Frankie
thought,
Louvu owns that win because he batted down so many balls on Stroud.
yeah, but guess what, Kitty? That win goes to Bryce in the win column
Now
against
the
CJ
win go to
Stroud.
Bryce. Now
Oh
the
yeah,
win. Y'all
hello,
see this thing?
hello,
Y'all see
hello, hello, hello.
this?
Knock knock. Yeah, it does.
Golly. Boy. Now
Yeah, it
the win
does.
go to Bryce.
Oh yeah, it goes to Bryce. It goes to
Y'all are
Bryce.
something else, man. Y'all something else.
Yeah.
But y'all Bryce guys,
So
boy.
then the losses need to go to Bryce.
No, they don't, Kitty. No, they don't.
Yeah. That's fine. That's
No,
fine. You can
they
go to
don't,
Bryce.
baby. No,
I
they
mean,
don't.
you can go to Bryce. That's cool. I ain't got no problem with that.
Not in them boys' eyes. Them
I ain't
losses
got no,
don't go to Bryce.
I ain't got no
Uh-uh.
problem with that.
They go to they
Hey,
go to the
look at it. Look.
defense. They go to Evero. They go to everybody. Chuba fumble.
Well,
Leggett
hold on. Well, hold on.
catch the
Go.
pass. That's where they go to.
Well,
They
hold
don't go
on.
to him.
Go. Let me ask you a question. Go. You head coach. Y'all playing 11-on-11, rec ball or whatever, or not rec ball, but you playing for the city, coaching for the city. You go down and you get the game time, the game winning drive with 30 seconds left on the clock. You coach your defense up to stop them. Defense let them streak out. You blaming your quarterback? You blaming your quarterback for that?
Well, that one play. See, y'all like to blame one play in a game,
Come on now, go. Come
right?
on now. It was just that
Last
one play now, go. Come
if
on.
it, I mean, but hold up, but Prime, if you do analytics and you break a whole game down, how many plays do you think is in a game?
Man, probably on each side of the ball, man, maybe at least 35 plays.
Something. Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
That's why I say about 35, 40, something
Yeah.
like that,
Hmm.
right? So you like to take. I mean, the percentages ain't there. If you 39-1, or you this and that, you said that one play. So you gonna
Well,
say that those 2 times are just like we were just saying. Those 7 times he went 3 and out, they don't affect the game.
I don't believe that after halftime, Bryce Young went 7 3 and outs. I think it was only four 3 and outs after halftime.
But that don't affect the game.
Yeah, it might affect the game, but
Might,
I do,
might.
well, hold on. Well, I
Mike's
do.
grow on a chicken ass man. Come on.
Well,
Might.
it does. But in this case, I believe it does, or it might, add to it. But guess what? Bryce Young ain't on defense though. And when the ball is punted off, yeah, your defense gotta go out there and perform, and they
If
didn't
your
do it.
quarterback is inefficient and he keeps ending up to where your defense has to, you know, get short field when the other offense comes back on there, nobody's gonna look over there and say, "Hey, defense just need to play better." No, they're gonna look at the reason that they're over there. They starting the thing in the 30-yard line and they're on red zone. They're not gonna look at the defense and say, "Hey, you just got to play better." No, why do we keep ending up over here? We just had a daggone 15, 15, 20 play drives over here try to stop these guys, send them to their sideline. Our offense get out here, a 3 and out or something, or a turnover, and now we got to fight
Hmm.
these dudes in short
Yeah,
That's
field.
very effective.
but logic. I need you to tell me emphatically that every single time that the ball was punted off, that the Bucks had short yardage.
You name in that game, but how many times have we been in a situation where that was the case? That
I
we
don't
won it over
know.
and over again because
I
Bryce Young couldn't get it done.
I
How many
don't I
times do we
don't
have to do that and the defense come right back on there? The same defense that we depleted to help this boy.
I
And
don't
y'all
know.
expected them to come out, be superstars because, hey, no excuse. You're in the NFL. You have a DC. Figure it out.
A
Well, how
a
about you
a
do the same thing for Bryce Young then? Don't
a
draft
a,
nobody
a
for his
logic.
tail and tell
A
him to
logic.
figure it out.
A logic. I don't know. You got to tell me because, like I just said, Goat says 7 3 and outs. I counted four after
It,
halftime. Okay.
four is
Hold
still
on, hold
still
on,
not
hold
good.
on now.
It's still not good.
Four,
Still
four,
not
Still
four,
good.
not, yeah,
four.
yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on. Four. Okay, I got you.
It's still not good.
Yeah,
At the end of the
it's still
day,
not
he
good
don't
though,
get
Prime.
man. He ain't
Okay.
getting none.
And what? And hold on, hold
And
on.
I'm not sitting and looking at it to exactly knew it was 4 or 7. But I
Yeah.
know now
Well,
then any coach would like somebody to have. Maybe okay, let's talk that. So how many 3 and outs would you like your offense to have in
well,
a
I know.
game situation?
I know two of them came off the hands of Leggett not catching the ball that was thrown right to him. So is that Bryce Young's fault?
Could have been
Questions.
wrong trajectory on the ball. We don't know.
Well. Hold
Well,
on, go.
can I?
The ball
Hold on,
jumped
go.
on
Well, hold on, go. Let
trajectory.
me ask you this
That's what
question,
I'm
go. Well, go. Let me ask you this question, go. The ball hits your receiver right between the numbers. What you gonna tell that receiver when he comes back to the sideline? Go.
Hey, you got to catch them, baby.
Hello.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
I
just tell
mean,
you the
you got
truth. That's
look.
what I mean. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You got to catch
Gotta
them, baby.
catch them.
You got to do your 111 PPP. That brings it right back full circle. Got to do your 111. But while
Gotta
I got
catch
y'all
that.
right here, real quick.
Even even I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Even inside that Atlanta game with Andy Dalton, Leggett dropping a game. You know, we could have kept moving the chains on down the field. So some of these 3-and-outs came with crucial times where the right play was called. The execution of it just wasn't there. And I'm a firm believer. If the ball hits a wide receiver in the hand, your only goal, you gotta catch it. Like that's your only job is to catch a football.
Catch
So
football and score, secure that catch. I ain't gonna lie, but I mean, I seen the same thing with Bryce. Bryce executed a great play. You know, he shook what's his name, Micah Parsons, but then he fumbled. He's not doing this 111. Get down, get little, get out of bounds, whatever you gotta do. But I want to ask y'all this because this is going. A lot of this is going to answer some questions.
yeah,
Is T Mac our number one now?
that's a good question, man.
Yeah,
Last year,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
everybody's
Yes,
I
yes, he
don't I
yeah.
don't
is.
Come on
believe
with
I
it.
don't
Yeah, yeah.
believe so
Okay,
right
go say
away.
yes.
I don't believe. I think
What?
Adam Thielen is still our clear cut number one.
PvP.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you do this.
Talk to me.
I don't know why. I don't. You always trying to find a sneaky way to get out of something.
Hey, Pop, I do it so effortlessly too. Yeah, I do
The-
it
the-
so
the-
effortlessly.
so you saying you saying the number 8th overall pick that he's not
Yeah,
the number one wide receiver on this team.
I can't say right now he is. I think Adam Thielen is still that until
So
I see the depth charts.
so so you going against Dan Morgan, Tillis, and the rest of the scouts.
Well, has the final depth chart been published? Have we dropped down to 53 yet?
PvP.
Mm-hmm.
We know who gonna be there, who not gonna be there. We can look at it right now. We can break that thing down. Pretty much know who ain't gonna be there.
Yeah, we
Ted's
As the
gonna be
number
could.
number
8th
one
pick,
because
are
that's
you
who Bryce
telling
is
me
gonna
T
want.
Mac is? Did Bryce get
Exactly.
on the table and break dance?
Mm-hmm.
PvP for didn't he get up there and crip walk on the table for
Adam
T
Thielen.
Mac?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he crip walked or if he did the West Side Shuffle or
Yeah,
whatever he may
whatever they
have
do.
done. Yeah, I don't know what he did. All I
Why
know is
they
I
didn't have
saw a
that in there?
blueprint. All I saw a blueprint where Dave, Morgan, and Tepper was saying you ain't getting no Christmas gifts because you got this. That's all I saw.
Mm.
And I heard
Now,
in
now,
Ted McMillan's post-draft interview that he said he appreciated Bryce going in and jumping up and down on the table with Dave and Dan to get him on the team.
Well, Kitty, I
yeah.
can
So
either
PvP, if you
with Kitty, I can either
PvP,
confirm
if
nor
you
deny
believe,
that.
no, it's confirmed. PvP, if you believe in Bryce and Bryce believes in T Mac,
Yeah.
why you don't believe in him
I'm not saying I don't believe in him. I just don't think that he's
as the
going to be
number
the.
one?
Yeah, I think Adam Thielen stood a clear cut number one until the 53-man drop and the final roster comes out for week one.
PvP, they already got him as number one.
Okay, well, yeah, that's cool. I don't believe that he's going to be the clear cut number one until the 53-man drop comes out, because this is going
All
to
right,
change.
that's more content for you, I guess. All right, Logic, you think he's number one? I see what PvP doing. I just want to clarify. Logic, you think T Mac number one, bro?
What question is that? The man was drafted in the first round. They made sure they got him. They're not gonna have
That's right.
an aging
No question.
third down specialist be your number one target. Let's stop it. Let's stop
You know,
No
it.
hey, I was
question.
just trying to.
And I'm
Hey,
gonna go back. I'm gonna go back a couple clicks and say, do you read anything into it when Tepper says you don't get a Christmas present? There you go. This is
um,
it.
I,
Do
I
y'all
read a
read
line to
anything
it, go.
into that?
no, not
Okay, so
really.
This is go. Let
what
me
you
go
read
real
into
quick. I'm
it?
gonna make mine short. Remember Michael Jackson last tour? What was called?
This is it.
This is it.
This is it.
This is it. He said that. He said that for a reason.
Bryce was
For
a
a
straight
reason.
up smooth criminal on that move.
This
He
is
said
it.
that for a reason. This is
Well,
it.
well, I mean, we'll definitely see. Come August.
Funny thing is, we got a Mike Jack right now on the team. Hee.
Yeah, we do.
And a Bobby
Writing on the
Brown
wall.
and a Prince.
Yeah,
It's the writing on the wall.
and a goat.
Is Doves
Yeah.
crying?
Yeah.
Ask me who the
Or is
goat
somebody gonna
is.
have to beat it? Is somebody gonna have to beat a goat?
Yeah, ask
It
me who
don't
the
get
Somebody
goat
gonna
rough.
have to
is.
beat it. Somebody
Kitty,
gonna have to beat it.
Kitty, ask me who the goat is, Kitty.
He better put on a Thriller.
The GOAT on this team
Yeah.
is Derek Brown.
Oh no, ma'am.
Mm.
No, Derrick
I
Brown's
like that. I like
no,
that.
no, Derrick Brown's not the GOAT. I'm gonna have to give it to somebody else.
That's on the roster right now. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't.
The stats got to
I
show.
got the
The
note.
stats need to
I got
show
the
it.
note. Who is your goat on this team, sir?
I'm so glad you asked. His name is Bryce Bartholomew.
I know this Negro
Uh,
didn't. Lord have
no, I'm
mercy.
just playing. I'm just
I'm
playing.
about to sit right.
I'm just playing.
He one of them baby goats that all these kids are adopting right now.
No, he one of them fainting goes. Every time you move, that must pass the hell
The
out you.
hey,
And
pass
passed
out,
out.
be stiff.
Hey, Logic. You see why they ain't had none of them goats crawling on Bryce out there when they did the little goat stretching exercise? Cause they ain't want to see that goat bigger than Bryce.
Oh Lord, that speaking of exercise, I can't believe these people went crazy over that little video of him running out of the pocket or whatever, and he was smiling. They, oh my God, that just brings aura. At the
Oh
end of
yeah.
the day,
Oh
they
Oh,
yeah.
my
showing a
Oh
husband
yeah.
sent
damn
me that
drill.
video on
Number
Facebook.
one,
Oh
he ain't
yeah.
got no pressure on him. Nobody's about to sack him, and he's with his boys at practice. He's supposed to smile.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
That's
took that and made
Psycho
it more than what it
Bryce.
was, bro. Come
Yeah.
on,
We
man.
call it Psycho Bryce.
It's like
Yeah.
this mug said they put a picture
They
up for Cam
wash
Newton
Psycho.
fighting Josh Norman, saying this is all we waiting on.
That's right.
And please show me the person on this NFL team on the Carolina Panthers 53-man roster or practice squad that Bryce Young gonna put his hands on. I
Bryce will
want to
slap
see it.
Bryce will
Please.
slap the piss right out of Mike Jackson's mouth. Play with him.
What?
You gonna provide that stepping stool?
Hey, Bryce Young ain't that short, y'all. I seen him. I was within 4 feet
We
of
seen him
Bryce
come.
Young. Yeah, he ain't that short. Yeah, he ain't that short.
PPP Logic sees him every
My
freaking weekend.
17-year-old
He
son is
works at
taller than
he's
him.
Yeah,
Logic works at the stadium.
yeah,
I see the
yeah.
boy all the time.
Hey, listen, he ain't that short, right? Logic, he ain't that short.
What?
He ain't that short.
What? No, the boy is tiny.
Hey, tiny goat.
The
Bah.
first time I saw him at the stadium, I said, "This can't be the guy we just drafted." To
Hey,
see him on
Logic.
TV is one thing, but see him in person, and he was out there with a t-shirt on and some shorts.
Hey,
It looked
Logic.
like one of the ball boys was bigger than that man. I was like, "This can't be the guy. He about to go against 300-pound linemen. Ain't
Hey,
no way."
Logic.
Yes,
Logic.
sir.
Bah.
6 and 22, and he a
Bah.
goat. All right.
Yeah, guess what happens to goats? They get cooked.
Man, I love shooting the breeze with y'all, man. I really do, man. This has been good. Goat, where you at? Goat, where you at right now? He must be away from his phone. I ain't hear him talking in a minute.
Yeah, yeah. The amount of weapons and thought that they put in. I mean, even for the GM to say, you know what, I want another Florida boy.
Hey, let me tell you that Cam
That
Jackson
said a
pickup
lot.
was amazing. Yeah, that
Oh, I
Cam
knew he was
Jackson
gonna
pick.
be here.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that. I knew he was gonna be here.
Yeah.
He had been on their radar early.
That's a big boy.
He was gonna be here.
Yeah, he is.
Boy, he was 6'7", 350.
Mm-hmm. Old horse.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
mule. What you talking?
Mm-hmm.
What? Look, Robert Hunt gonna get some work.
I ain't gonna lie. I wish we would have got Desmond
Oh,
Watson. We would have got him. My God.
nah, that
430 up the hole. 430.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
he went
sorry
to
about that.
Tampa
He
I
made that.
Bay.
had a phone call I had to
Yeah,
take.
he went to Tampa.
But
Yeah,
That's my biggest issue there. You let 430 go to Tampa beside Vita Vea. What, Lord Jesus?
yeah.
hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Well,
Imagine that
see, that's what
430 going after Bryce.
yeah, that's what I was telling y'all.
Good
You know,
God.
we got the second Florida boy. You know what I'm saying? Or we got the first Florida boy. Both of them were big boys. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? With
Mm-hmm.
Cam and Watson.
Yeah,
Desmond
And that's
Watson.
Cam
what I was
Desmond
telling
Watson.
y'all.
Yeah.
We could have, we could.
I'd rather have
Where do they
Cam
pick
though.
Watson up at? Yeah, I read that. Well, they said Watson lost some weight too, though.
Yeah, they
He
say
Last
did,
yeah,
week.
yeah, they say
but
he
you
done
gotta
came
They
down
got
understand.
him in
some.
the.
I'm a
Yeah.
Florida
They got
State
him.
guy.
They got him in the
I've
fifth.
seen him
Go.
for a couple years at Florida. When you're not running up tempo and all that stuff on offense, he's a problem. When you
He's a
Yeah.
are
problem.
running up tempo, they got to put that boy on the sideline and give him some oxygen because he struggles.
Yeah.
Well,
He's not an
I
all
mean,
three down lineman.
No, not
yeah,
at all.
you would use him like Philly uses Jordan Davis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go. But when you in
Because
college and they running it up tempo, they ain't even let you substitute. A lot of times you got to keep him in. They
yeah,
ain't gonna give him a
Yeah.
chance to run out the field.
if they catch us out there,
They catch
I'm
us out
saying
there. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
if they catch
yeah,
us out there, if they catch us out there, somebody might have to call timeout. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Now
Roll the
yeah.
big nigga off
Got
the
to
remember,
field.
burn one.
I brought him up a long time ago, talking about, hey man, we need to go get that big grizzly dude on and I was trying to find his stats and everything. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of people was against
Yeah,
it.
we
Like, man, you
caught
don't want that big. He might be big for nothing.
yeah, we
Yeah,
called
I
Cam
remember
I'm
when
Jackson.
still with
We
Cam.
called we
Nah,
called
he
Cam
ain't.
Jackson Mr. Lay Down. Just lay down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
Mr.
when
Lay
PPP
Down.
was showing Watson's highlights on his one of his shows one night, and that running back just doing a 180 and turning around when he's
Yeah.
singing. It's ridiculous.
How tall is he? Is he 6'8", 6'7"? How
Hey, he
tall
was
is he?
Hold on,
standing
let
there
me
like
pull this
Debo.
up
You
real
want
quick.
something
I
too,
remember
old
that
man?
kitty.
No.
He said, "Oh heck no!" He turned around, went the other way.
You want something too,
Well,
old man? No.
I got a couple things. The first three games, y'all, which is Jacksonville, the Cardinals, and then Atlanta at home, the home opener.
Yes,
How do
sir.
you feel about the first? I think I'm saying this because I think
Hmm.
those three games right there are the tone setter for the whole season.
Yes, sir.
And the reason why I say that, you got two.
Yep.
The Carolina Panthers have struggled on the road. They have struggled on the road. So you got two
Hmm.
back-to-back games on the road.
That's the
One
first
out
time in
west,
3 years.
yeah, one out west, and one not too far. But you play. People want to play the Jacksonville Jaguars and say they're not. That's a good team. That's a good team. They just 1 year removed from the playoffs, y'all. That's because of injuries last year, and then coaching and this and that. I mean, they had new coaching staff. Y'all know. Yeah, I mean, y'all know it is. I don't got to break down the Jacksonville Jaguars, but
Hmm.
you got two road games, and we struggled on the road, and then you got the home opener with a division foe.
Hmm.
So how do y'all feel?
Well, real
So
quick, Kitty, to answer your question, Kitty, he's 6'6". They got him 6'6", 328, 22 years old, Cam Jackson. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I got us winning in Jacksonville. Uh, and only by default because the Panthers always seem to have the Cardinals number. We had it last year with Bryce. We've been having it, for the time for future. I mean, the close past time, we've been always winning. I think we're 14 and something against the Cardinals right now. So I believe that that's a win. I'm gonna be at that game. Gold. I wish you would be at that game too, because I
I'm
found me
gonna
a.
be there. I'm gonna be there.
You want Arizona?
No, 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 not Arizona. I thought you were talking about Jacksonville. I thought you were talking about
No,
Jacksonville.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know I'm gonna see you in Jacksonville, but man, I found me a nice little spot to get some good barbecue at down there in Phoenix. It's on the west side of Phoenix, where the stadium is at, and I'm staying at a hotel that's probably like about 5 minutes from from the stadium, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
nice barbecue restaurant there that I always used to go to. That's why I picked that hotel. So I was trying to see if any Panthers fans was coming, but I think we win that game. Atlanta, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a toss up. Only because I don't know if we'll win the one at home or if we'll win the one in Atlanta. But we've
You got to
always been
split.
splitting with Atlanta, so I just got to go off of history with that. Say that It could be. We could. Well, have we ever won in the new Bank of a Mercedes Benz Dome?
Yeah,
I don't think.
you just won this year.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the most recent one. That's right. That's right. Before that, it's been a
Yeah,
minute though.
yeah, it's been a minute.
Okay, so I mean, hey, who knows? Who knows? I don't know. So I'll go 2-1 in the first 3 games. Just to ease it out.
Yeah. So how y'all fellas feel? How everybody feel? Kitty, Logic, Pop.
I think Jacksonville, it's going to be close, but I think we're going to take an L on it.
Mm.
Arizona, I think, is going to be a revenge game. I think we're going to take an L on it. I think we'll get Atlanta, though, because, yes, they bettered their defense with Jalen Walker and JPJ, but they're rookies, and their defense probably is equal to ours.
Okay. Okay.
A good take. How y'all fellas feel?
So I'm gonna let Logic go because I got some noise in the background.
Hey, Logic might have dropped off.
Oh, we
But
heard you good, Papa.
I'll go. So we're gonna win that first game down there in Jacksonville. For one, I think we're a better team put together. Number two, I don't think they're prepared for us. We were weaker offensively and defensively, and I actually think there's drama there. I don't think the
Mm.
hype around Trevor Lawrence is real. Uh, they've already having issues right now in camp already, which could be settled by the time. But I just don't believe in Trevor Lawrence. And not only that, I'm going to personally tweet Dave Canales with their head coach from Jaguar said about us last year. He said you were predictable.
Mm.
That's what he said. So I'm gonna make sure I keep retweeting it to him and keep retweeting it to him. Hopefully he sees it so
Yeah,
he
and
can put
Travis
that in
Hunter is
his
way too
memory.
on cloud nine right now.
Well, the thing is, they got a true number one over there, but I got a true number one corner. How are you gonna stop any of our wide receivers? Any of them, whether he plays defense or wide or play corner. I just don't see how he's gonna stack up if he plays defense against our corners because is able to get outweighs him over 100 pounds. So he can just box him out. He ain't gonna jump over T Mac, and T Mac can still run down the field. I still got Thielen, who's a craftsman on every level, and then I got the young Hemi Jimmy. You
That's the
don't want to go
star
against
right
that. I mean,
there.
he knows everything and everything about Travis. So that's another key point of knowing how to get around Travis Hunter. Win that game.
Well, that's the
Cardinals.
thing right there that I always said about Travis Hunter. That's why I said, it took the Jacksonville Jaguars to move up to get Travis Hunter. I don't think he'd have been a top 10 pick
Mm.
if they didn't do that. Because what you just said, Pop, did you say he was a strength to that team or a weakness to that team? Because you just said he ain't big enough to hold a get, and then you just said his route running, that horn was gonna lock him down. So where this elite wide receiver and this elite corner come from? I
I
said,
mean,
get your gadget,
I
man.
mean, he's a gadget player. But he was great in college. I can't knock him for anything he did in college. But that
That shows
transitioning over in NFL is a totally different ball
you.
game.
That shows you.
Totally different.
NFL to college. That shows you the steps, y'all. That right there shows you.
It's
You were looking at this dude
it's
every Saturday, like, damn, this guy is the man, Heisman Trophy, this and that. Because of the situations and the ball that they played in college.
mm-hmm.
Now watch this
And
dude struggle in the NFL.
now go. What's one thing that corners struggle with from transitioning from the NFL from college?
A lot of time coming out, you said corners.
Corners. Yep.
You said corner. Oh, okay. Corners. A lot of time they can't get positioning. If they ain't bigger physical guys, the physicality, and a lot of times turning their head and the speed of the game.
Exactly. But I'm gonna throw one more caveat in there. Hands. See, in
Hmm.
college, you can put your hands all over that corner. They don't play that in the NFL. So if you ain't disciplined with your hands, flag, flag. And I seen Travis Hunter. He's good, but he's also a little handsy too. So if he ain't got that under wraps, that could be another thing that could be slotted against him. As far as the Arizona game, I think that's gonna be like Kitty said, a revenge game. Ground pound. Uh, make sure your cardio up. Defense got to show up. Uh, we need to blitz. We need to put pressure on that little swole hamster they got in Arizona. I think it's gonna be a close game. Win by 3. In Atlanta, I'm saying definitely we're gonna beat them, but we could lose to Arizona. So I'll go in saying 2-1 right now.
Hmm. Okay. Good deal. Well, y'all, we're gonna call it, and we're gonna pick up some last words by everybody left on the panel. Uh, Pop, since you just gave us a little something, something, go ahead and give us a last word.
Yeah, man. It's always good to talk to the compadres and the young lady, Miss Kitty, our our lady for the Black Cat Panther podcast. No, y'all hear? I see a lot of y'all trying to steal her. Nah, I ain't gonna work. She locked in. She locked in. You know what I'm saying? She get a cut.
I'm
Uh,
faithful.
thank you, Kitty. Um, other than that, man, look, we got more stuff coming. It ain't that much crazy news going on, so it's a slow season right now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, everybody got to get their money up because a lot of big bets out there. They be hitting these overtimes. Uh, enjoy your family while you can. Summer here. Any of y'all kids graduating like mine is, congratulations to them early. And man, y'all just be safe and keep pounding.
No doubt. Kitty, go ahead and give us one last word.
I looking forward to the season. Can't wait till it gets here. It's gonna be a lot of money paid off this year. There's already a lot of bets floating out there, so y'all make sure, like Poppin said, get y'all's overtime in since there ain't gonna be no taxes on it anyway. Um, but like the video, join the Discord, best Panthers podcast out there.
Hey, and we sure enough appreciate it. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing like this right here. You know, y'all see it, like, subscribe, and Black Cat Panther podcast, like you just said. I think Pop alluded to it. You know, like, we ain't coming on every day. It ain't a lot of breaking stuff, man, going on right now. Y'all know how it is, man. Y'all enjoy y'all summer. Kick back and enjoy your summer.
And keep an eye on what your kids is doing online.
No doubt.
Poppin knows
No doubt.
Poppin knows what I'm talking about.
No
Yeah.
doubt. No
Hey,
Don't
doubt.
let them
yeah.
be running those hustles.
Hey, it's legit. It's legit.
It was legit.
Go before we get off. Y'all holler at me if y'all trying to do that Atlanta game, man. The one here in Charlotte. Let me know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna try to be at both of them because I got a buddy of mine and he want to go to the Atlanta game in Atlanta. Because they said I've been to I ain't never been to Mercedes Benz
Me
myself.
neither.
I went to the old Fulton County, but I've never been to the Benz. And I hear it's an experience. So more than likely I'll go this year because a buddy of mine wants to go. And I'm gonna go to the home opener, so I will see Atlanta Falcons 2 times this year.
Oh, I didn't know
Uh,
you was going to the November 16th game in Atlanta.
yeah, I'm gonna
Now,
try to go to
Kitty,
November
Kitty,
6th.
Kitty, you coming to any
Yeah, I
games?
get I get club seating in Mercedes Benz.
Okay,
So
okay,
I was gonna meet up with Red Swarm down there, but I didn't know you was going, so I guess we'll all meet up.
okay. We sure enough we'll do that. We'll get together. We will get
Mm-hmm.
together. But other than that, y'all, man, I like to appreciate Panther Prime podcast, man. Y'all go over there, man. That guy does a good job. They've been playing Madden around here the last couple of days. I've been watching them. Like we said, man, it's vacation, man. Y'all enjoy your summer, man. Let them guys play Madden, and anytime anything break, we'll be around here. But we gonna pretty much enjoy our summer over here. So look for maybe a show here and there. Maybe you'll get two during the week and stuff like that. But this is a tight net. We know what time it is around here. We know what we're gonna do. So other than that, we love y'all, man. We with y'all. We out here.